guys in the booth. It's Elise Menaker, Joe Girardi, Booth Shambi, and Jim Deshay.
It is a cliche.
It's become a...
Don't deny me of saying war room, though. Don't get...
Wait, we got the Spurs and...
Rob Dillingham.
What do you think of Dillingham?
You know what? I think...
Dilly.
I have a mixed bag on him.
Yeah, me too. I watched him in the tournament. I was not too impressed.
I get it. Hey, I know we have Ryan Port saying, wrap it up, take a break. I have to ask you one thing. I'm on my soapbox regarding the Cubs. I know this is an NBA show, but I don't get a chance to talk to John at all, except at the United Center when he's covering the Bulls. But I am so upset. The two biggest underachieving teams, the Blue Jays and the Cubs.
It's killing you, Chuck.
It's killing me.
Maybe you should follow the White Sox.
I mean, like, I'm waiting for Jed Hoyer to get his act together.
It's, he gambled going in the season with this bullpen, thinking that the way he described it to me is we don't think of it as just, here's our starting five, here's our rotation. We have all these guys in the minors with their options, and it's a puzzle piece. He gambled and he's lost. I mean, he gambled on the bullpen, and they've completely blown it, and they've ruined the season.
I don't want to get you all worked up, man. So Worth over here needs us to take
John,
a break.
always a pleasure.
Thank you, guys. Go Bobcats.
All right.
John Greenberg of The Athletic joining us here on The Score. Our draft coverage is right here on 670 The Score until 8:10, when we will hand it off to Zach Zabin for Cubs pregame coverage from San Francisco. Then, starting at 8:10, our draft coverage live from Advocate Center will continue exclusively on the Odyssey app and 670thescore.com. We are through 8 picks out here at the Advocate Center, tracking the Chicago Bulls, who will select 11th. Chuck and I will be back to hopefully deliver that to you next on Chicago Sports Radio 670 The Score.
Broadcasting live from the Hyundai Studios, presented by your local Hyundai dealers. This is Chicago's #1 and most listened to sports station. 670 The Score is Chicago Sports. Chicago Sports is The Score. Always live on the free Odyssey app. WSCR Chicago, WBMX HD2 Chicago, and Odyssey Sports Station. The Score.
Shop Jewel Osco for meat values like USDA choice T-bone steaks, fresh Atlantic salmon fillets, wild-caught large snow crab clusters, or 13 to 15 count wild red raw easy peel or grilling shrimp for $7.99 a pound.
Is gambling affecting your relationships with family and friends? For some, obsessing about gambling is overpowering and can lead to financial pain, legal issues, loss of career, and worse. If you or a loved one can't stop gambling and needs help, we can help. Gateway Foundation has been helping families for over 50 years. Call 844-975-DONE. That's 844-975-DONE. In partnership with Are You Really Winning and 1-800-GAMBLER.
When people have a craving to explore new and traditional Asian cuisines, they head to P.F. Chang's, where scratch-made dishes come from the 2,000-year-old tradition of wok cooking. P.F. Chang's wanted to explore new possibilities for their website. They turned to AmericanEagle.com. AmericanEagle.com re-architected P.F. Chang's website, integrating multiple third-party systems to create a unified digital experience. The results? Improved page speed and performance, personalized content based on users' location, intuitive online ordering, an increase in organic search visibility, and a 40% increase in new users. For scratch-made Asian cuisine, visit your local P.F. Chang's or go to pfchangs.com for website design, development, digital marketing, and hosting that produce efficiency, revenue, and results. Visit AmericanEagle.com. P.F. Chang's and AmericanEagle.com. Another example of the best businesses in the world, turning to the best in the business for websites. Go to AmericanEagle.com or call 877-WEB-NOW1. That's 877-WEB-NOW1.
The ball comes to White, left corner three. Got it! Kobe White with his third triple. He's got 13 in the second half. Timeout, Atlanta.
Let's get back to more of The Score's Bulls Draft Special, live from the Bulls Draft headquarters at the Advocate Center with Chuck Swirsky and Mark Grody on Chicago's Sports Radio 670 The Score and live on the free Odyssey app.
Mark, I think I'm pulling a Fritz Sanford. I think I'm getting the big one.
I'm coming, Mama.
Oh, I thought I flushed the toilet. Oh, my gosh. Go ahead. Announce it. Go ahead.
According to Shams Charania, Memphis is picking Zach Edey at number 9, sources say.
I'll tell you what. Sanford and Fred Sanford, I'm having the big one. Unbelievable.
I'm coming, Mama.
Oh my gosh! Hey, you know what? You know what? I'm sorry. I think it would have been a fantastic get for the Bulls. I'm not even sure he was on their radar, but Memphis needed a big, and they probably tried to move up to get Klingon, and they couldn't just put the right package together. But Zach Edey, to me, he's gonna, in time, he's not there yet, but in time, he's going to be a really good player.
So are you going to be extra angry at Memphis when you broadcast the Bulls-Grizzlies games this year?
My son is with the Grizzlies.
Oh, so you have to be kind.
He worked
and
out
nice.
all these players, but he wouldn't tell me, and nor should he.
Oh,
And
you're
so,
Joe Bag of Donuts again over
Joe
here.
No, I'm not going to cross that line. Whoever they work out. I mean, we have this deal. We never talk hoops, which is hard.
Really?
But I respect that.
Wow.
But, I mean, I just sent him a text. It's
For people who don't know, Chuck now on a couple of occasions throughout this show has told us about his love for Zach Edey and that he
Yes.
thinks the Bulls should take Zach Edey and they'd be crazy not to take Zach Edey. All of that from Chuck Swirsky. And now we find out.
People were ripping me.
Yes.
Oh, you can't take him at 11. Sorry, you're right.
Yeah.
They took him at 8.
Again, just impossible to predict this draft. I mean, the first 4 picks or so came in like we thought that they would, but that one was that I didn't see it necessarily coming. But you were holding out hope for.
I was holding out hope.
So we are a couple of picks away from the Chicago Bulls, and when Chuck and I return, hopefully, yes, I can tell you we'll be talking about the number 11 overall pick, which is going to the Chicago Bulls. If you are listening right now on 670 The Score, coming up next, you will hear Cubs pregame before they take on the Giants. We will, though, continue our draft coverage live from Advocate Center, exclusively on the Odyssey app. This is 670 The Score.
670 The Score is always live on the free Odyssey app. Whether you're on the L or on the Metra, take the Score with you.
What are we doing? We're a radio station.
Correct, but a radio station with an app. So when you're going from point A to point B, take the Score with you.
Pick us up on the Odyssey app. You really should.
When you're in the comforts of your own home, take the Score with you. Whether you're catching us live or on the rewind feature,
I strongly recommend anybody who missed it to rewind on the Odyssey app.
take 670 The Score with you. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
At U.S. Waterproofing, when we're called to fix a basement water problem, we get it fixed right. Our experts will diagnose and educate you on all the issues contributing to your basement seepage problems and guide you through customized solutions that will fit your needs. We make it easy every step of the way, and we'll treat your home with the same care and attention we'd give our own. Schedule your free consultation today at uswaterproofing.com and enjoy no interest if paid in full in 1 year. U.S. Waterproofing. A better basement starts with us.
At Patrick Auto, we know you count on your car every day. That's why we promise to take care of you every day. Buying a new car from Patrick just isn't a transaction. It's a relationship. In person or online, explore our huge selection of new and certified used vehicles. And let the Patrick promise deliver peace of mind. Our legendary pledge ensures exceptional service mile after mile. Visit PatrickCars.com or a showroom today.
Taking care of you every day. That's the Patrick promise.
Hey, it's David from EOC, Chicagoland's leader in audio, video, networks, home automation, and security. You hear a lot of talk about smart home technology, but what does that mean? At EOC, it means enhanced home security, easily controlled from anywhere. It means easy control of your lighting, HVAC, and entertainment systems. EOC's knowledge of the latest technology and expert design will put control in the palm of your hand. Visit our lifestyle showroom in Lisle for a hands-on demonstration or make an appointment online at eocaudio.com. That's eocaudio.com.
Advertising material, Zimmerman Reed of 1100 IDS Center, 80 South 8th Street, Minneapolis, Minnesota, 55402. Consent is not a condition of purchasing goods or services.
Attention all rideshare and food delivery drivers. If you are a current or former rideshare driver, listen closely as you may be entitled to significant compensation. That's right. If you drove for a rideshare or food delivery service anytime in the past 3 years, you may be entitled to significant cash for unpaid wages and mileage. Text DRIVE to 323232 right now to see if you qualify for compensation. That's DRIVE to 323232
3232. Rideshare and food delivery services may be in violation of federal and state employment laws. If you were a rideshare or food delivery driver part-time or full-time anytime during the last 3 years, you may be entitled to significant compensation. Text DRIVE to 323232 now to see if you qualify for compensation. Hurry, time is limited, so text the word DRIVE to 323232 now. Text DRIVE to 323232.
Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textplan.us. Texting enrolls you for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message and data rates may apply. Reply STOP to opt out.
TuneIn is the audio platform with something for everyone. News.
In order to secure convictions in a court of law, it is essential that we conclusively.
Sports.
Shot clock at 4. Doncic. The step back 3. You bet.
Music.
You set my world on fire.
And even podcasts. Whatever you love, hear it right here on TuneIn. Go to TuneIn.com or download the TuneIn app to start listening.
Shop Jewel Osco for meat values like USDA choice T-bone steaks, fresh Atlantic salmon fillets, wild-caught large snow crab clusters, or 13 to 15 count wild red raw easy peel or grilling shrimp for $7.99 a pound.
Cars for Kids, your trusted charity for car donations, also accepts donations of boats, RVs, motorcycles, and real estate. Call today, 877-CARS-FOR-KIDS.
And now, Odyssey, WSCR 670 The Score, and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network exclusively present the Cubs Radio pregame show, driven by your Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana Buick and GMC dealers. Brought to you in part by CatsDesMoines.com, Citgo, Anti-Hero, Revolution's franchise IPA, North Shore Adult Diapers, Phillips Chevrolet, the Village of New Lenox, TimberTech Decking and Railing, and McGrath City Honda, and McGrath Acura of Westmont. And now your host, Zach Edey.
Despite back-to-back quality starts, the Cubs find themselves winless in San Francisco. Hi, everyone. A pleasant good evening to you from Oracle Park. I'm Zach Edey. It's Game 3 of a 4-game set between the Cubs and Giants. What's on deck is sponsored by TimberTech Decking and Railing. Everything wood should be. Visit TimberTech.com. Coming up, we'll hear from both Kyle Hendricks and Tommy Hottovy. But first, our conversation with Coombs, sponsored by Hatfield. Put pork on your fork. Joined now by Ron Coomer. And Coom, here's the cold truth. Tonight, game 81, the halfway point of the season, and the Cubs find themselves 6 games under 500 and in last place in the National League Central.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, and and just here as of late, it's been somewhat of a struggle, right? And the offense has had its struggles, and so has the bullpen. Bullpen, you feel a little bad for them, just for the simple fact that we played so many one-run games that every time they get the ball, you're in a tough spot, and. Hopefully the offense can do its job here coming up and kind of help that problem out. But it has been a struggle here as of late.
Time now for the keys to tonight's game. Sponsored by Heat and Frost Insulators and the Illinois Regional Insulation Contractors. Visit local17insulators.com. And by Toyota. Visit your Chicagoland Toyota dealer or Toyota.com today. So the Cubs going with a bullpen game. Hayden Wisniewski gets the start. Meantime, right-hander Hayden Birdsong is making his big league debut for San Francisco.
Well, for Wisniewski, right, you come in, throw a couple innings, hopefully for the Cubs, and keep San Francisco off the board, and then the guys will start rolling in, inning after inning. Birdsong is a guy, in watching him this morning in some film, good arm, fastball slider. Here in the big leagues, he doesn't throw his changeup a lot, but I would guess that Bailey, the catcher, will force him to throw some more changeups here just to get guys a different look. But a Chicago guy, outside of Chicago from Mattoon, and he went to Eastern Illinois. So it's always nice to see, local guys from the Chicagoland area get to the big leagues. He's a young guy, and you hope nothing but the best for him. Tonight, maybe not so much, but we'll all root for him in the future. But it's really nice to see Hayden Birdsong in the big leagues as a Chicagoland guy. And now it's time for the Triple Play Prop Picks presented by BetMGM, the king of sportsbooks. And the Cubs are minus 1.5 in today's ballgame. The bet is plus 165. Over under is 7.5, minus 125. It's kind of a coin flip on that one. And the money line is minus 105.
Coom, thanks. Sunny 63 degrees. Coming up, a prior engagement next on The Score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Hall of Famer Pat Hughes and Ron Coomer bring you all the action on the Chicago Cubs Radio Network.
Hey, Pat, you know what sounds good?
What's that, Ron?
A Des Moines road trip. We can go to the Iowa State Fair, get a big old tenderloin, see the famous butter cow, and catch the crazy competitions like, Mr. Legs contest, hog calling, and the mullet and mohawk contest. I've always wondered what your hair would be like, business in the front, party in the back.
Only if you get a mohawk.
Maybe we should stick to the tenderloins.
Whatever you say, Mr. Legs. Plan your party road trip at catchdesmoines.com.
Hey there, baseball fans. Ron Coomer here. It's time to step up to the plate and upgrade your deck with TimberTech. TimberTech is the #1 premium composite decking brand. It looks like real wood, but without the never-ending maintenance of a wood deck. It won't rot, splinter, and is even backed by industry-leading warranties. So you'll be sure that your deck looks great season after season. See for yourself why TimberTech is everything wood should be. Order free samples at timbertech.com.
Hey everyone, it's Ted from Consumer Cellular, the guy in the orange sweater, and this is your wake-up call. If you're paying too much for wireless service, you don't have to keep having that nightmare. Consumer Cellular has the same fast, reliable coverage as the leading carriers for up to half the cost. So why keep spending more than you have to? Seriously, wake up and call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com.
Savings based on cost of Consumer Cellular single line 1, 5, and 10 gig data plans with unlimited talk and text compared to lowest cost single line postpaid unlimited talk, text, and data plans offered by T-Mobile and Verizon January 2024.
No one knows the importance of a great assist more than Lowe's and Leo Messi. That's why we've teamed up to give My Lowe's Rewards members 10 times the points when Messi makes an assist during CONMEBOL Copa America USA 2024. Activate this offer starting June 20th, so when Messi assists, you score. Shop the day after an assist to earn those extra points. Not a My Lowe's Rewards member? Join for free today. Visit Lowe's.com/Messi for more details.
If you're looking for a sign telling you what paint to use this summer, look no further than North Sheffield Avenue. Benjamin Moore, the official paint of Wrigley Field.
Mully and Haw talk Cubs baseball in Chicago sports every weekday morning from 5:30 to 10 on 670 The Score and the Odyssey app. Cubs in San Francisco. This is the Cubs radio pregame show driven by your Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana Buick and GMC dealers. It is time now for the Inside Pitch with Score Baseball insider Bruce Levine, sponsored by Southwest Airlines, flying out of Midway and O'Hare.
In the last 25 years, probably only Kerry Wood and John Lester rivaled the popularity of Mark Pryor. The iconic California native was the next Tom Seaver until injuries derailed his career after 5 seasons. Now the pitching coach of the Dodgers, I asked him if metrics or eye test more in his teaching.
It's a hybrid of both. We're a very analytical organization, and we look at a lot of different things. And I think sometimes that gets lost. I mean, that doesn't mean necessarily all pitching related, but, how we position guys, so that helps our pitchers, to catch balls. I mean, we talk about throwing strike one, not walking guys, and most importantly is catching the ball.
I asked Pryor how long it took to get over the fact he was not going to have a long career.
Things don't always work out as people and what you personally want them to work out, but we are some of what our experiences are, and that's put me in a good position for my second career.
Zach, very few pitchers of the Pryor caliber have gone back to their roots and become blue-collar coaches.
Bruce, thank you. The Cubs strongly encourage the use of all public transportation, especially CTA buses and trains when traveling to Wrigley Field. For all games, the Cubs offer a free bike check located by the Addison Red Line station. For details, visit cubs.com/transportation. Coming up, Brown making progress. Next on The Score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Take the Cubs with you in the Chicagoland area on the free Odyssey app. We are the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Hit your home remodel out of the park with Design First Builders. Design First Builders is a custom design build firm. Their team of experts will work with you from the initial concept to the finishing touches. Schedule your free consultation at designfirstbuilders.com.
Bet like the pros with the world's largest sports book right at your fingertips. The Circa Sports app is now available in Illinois. Sports betting the way it should be. Now you can download, fund, and bet like a pro from anywhere in Illinois. Download your new bookie today at circasports.com. Circasports.com. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER or text ILGAMB to 833-234.
Hey, Cubs fans, do you have a plumbing emergency at your home or business? Call the All-Stars at Plumbers 911. Available 24/7 at 1-833-PLUM-911. Licensed, highly trained plumbing professionals ready to answer your call. Call today, 1-833-PLUM-911.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? Dead battery on America's birthday? America's #1 battery destination is here to help. AutoZone has free battery testing and charging at every store, and batteries starting at just $79.99. With our 4th of July sale, we have savings to help you red, white, and do any other jobs you've been putting off. It's everything you need to get back on the road at AutoZone.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Enjoy your summer even more by switching to Total by Verizon. Now you can get 50% off any unlimited data phone plan. That's one line for only $25 a month, and you keep the phone you love. Hurry, this is a limited time offer. So find a store or switch at totalbyverizon.com. Offer ends 7/31/24. Promo subject to cancellation after 12 months. Available exclusively online and in Total by Verizon stores. Requires a compatible unlocked device and SIM. See totalbyverizon.com for device compatibility and additional details. Taxes and fees may apply.
Engineered for efficiency, comfort, and ease, Bosch tools are built to keep workers in the zone and off the bench. Bosch tools, what hard workers deserve.
A reminder that walks by opposing pitchers are sponsored by North Shore Adult Diapers. Reassuringly strong protection for even the heaviest control problems. Visit NorthShore.com. Cubs in San Francisco. This is the Cubs Radio pregame show, driven by your Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana Buick and GMC dealers. It is time now to check on who's hot and cold. Sponsored by Plumbers 911. Plumbing emergency, call the plumbing professionals. Available 24/7 at 1-833-PLUM-911. Cody Bellinger riding a 7-game hitting streak during which he is batting .417. The cold, Pete Crow Armstrong, batting just .140 with 1 walk over his last 19 games, 21 strikeouts. The injury report is sponsored by Illinois Bone and Joint Institute. Visit IBJI.com for locations and services. Ben Brown threw a bullpen today as he works his way back from a neck issue. Coming up, The Professor, next on The Score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Cub fans, Nico Horner here. Pat and Ron call every game here on the Chicago Cubs Radio Network.
Everything comes down to how you finish, and the wall covering, drywall finishing, signage, glass systems, and painting contractors at finishingchicago.com always produce a hit. Chicago's top general contractors and property managers rely on Finishing Chicago's industrial and commercial contractors to provide the most well-trained, safety-focused, and reliable crews. Before starting work on your next job site, check out their website, finishingchicago.com, your free resource to find quality finishing contractors. Proud partner of Cubs Radio.
There's something about a fresh haircut from the friendly, skilled stylists at Great Clips that just makes life, well, greater. The sun shines brighter, your step feels springier, even your jokes are funnier. And the best part? When you use Great Clips online check-in, you can get in for a haircut without having to rearrange your day or your budget. Download the app today. Great Clips. It's gonna be great.
Join a salon team. Visit jobs.greatclips.com.
The village of New Lenox is at the crossroads of opportunity. Come see everything that New Lenox has to offer. Go to newlenox.net today and start the adventure. New Lenox, it's extraordinary.
Cubs Giants in San Francisco. This is the Cubs Radio pregame show, driven by your Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana Buick and GMC dealers. In our Cubs conversation today, Kyle Hendricks officially hit 10 years of service time as a major leaguer, a milestone that was acknowledged in a special way moments ago in the clubhouse.
I can tell you, the team just put a little something together for me. I'm still speechless. I really don't know what to say. They said they were going to do a little get-together, recognize me for something. What they just did was above and beyond anything I could have ever imagined. There were videos from all older teammates and everything, older coaches, just everyone that's been with me along this journey, and that's all that really matters. That was the coolest part of the whole thing, going back and seeing all the guys that have been a part of it.
What was running through your mind as this is taking place?
Oh, literally those things that, there's a lot of things happen day in and day out on the field and all this, but when all's said and done, there are a lot of things I'm going to forget. A lot of starts I'm going to forget, but those things like that in the clubhouse that just happened, those are core memories with my guys, my teammates, my boys. Those are core memories right at the top of the list, something I will absolutely never forget.
Can you believe that the guy who was traded here from Texas is not just a 10-year major leaguer, but all the exciting moments that you've had in a Cubs uniform that most people who have worn this uniform have not experienced?
Yeah, I feel so freaking lucky. So lucky, so blessed. I'm so grateful for all that. Like you said, you never know
even if you do make it, what the situation's going to be like when you're up there. You never know what your experiences are going to be, who you're going to come across, the teammates you're going to have. That's why stuff like that is everything that matters to me. It's the guys you play with, the guys you come across, the things you're able to accomplish, and what we've been able to do with the Cubs. Yeah, each and every year since I've been here has been so extremely special and completely unexpected, and that's what shaped my entire story.
Can we talk a little bit about this year? Because I think this has been just an unbelievable roller coaster. It's a study in perseverance. How would you describe what's transpired this year?
Yeah, that's exactly it. I think it goes back to what we were just talking about in the clubhouse there. It comes down to the group of guys. Like, them having my back and supporting me and keeping me up, like, during that whole time in the beginning of the season this year, facing the most adversity I've ever faced in my entire life in baseball. That's the only thing that got me out of it. That's the only thing that supported me, that kept me going, that got me better, helped me to make adjustments, was all of these guys caring about me and wanting me to get better. You know, nothing selfish behind it or anything, just wanting to be there for me and be there for their teammate, which I literally can't say enough about it. There aren't enough words to express the gratitude, how thankful I am, how much I love each and every one of these guys.
Was there a point where you felt like it may be over?
No, of course. I mean, all the thoughts go through your mind. When things are going that bad, 100%, you may have another opportunity, you know, somewhere, but you think, of course, it could be over with the Cubs. And that, to me, that is just a huge dagger. You know, this has meant everything to me, to be able to play for this organization, to be able to go into Wrigley Field every day and call it work, you know, play in front of Cubs fans and them follow us everywhere along the road. It's the best fan base in the country. Yeah, it's just literally, it's been an incredible ride, and it's emotional kind of now having to look back on all of it.
Just listening to you talk, we haven't heard you like this.
Yeah, no, I can say what just happened in the clubhouse there was so freaking cool and so special. And guys sending in videos, stuff happening from guys from 14, 15, 16 even, you know, those first few years. Everything that's transpired in all the years since, all the guys I've come across, it's just so cool that they took time out of their day, you know, to do something for me. Part of me hates it, like I said in there too, but it means so freaking much.
That's the other thing I was going to ask you. And what people don't realize is prior to the start of tonight's ball game, you're in there in the clubhouse, a team meeting in which they're honoring your 10-year career as a major leaguer, but not just the guys in that clubhouse, guys that you played with throughout the years.
Yes, guys literally took time to record videos. Danny, our clubhouse guy, took so much time to put this whole video together. And for guys like Hap, Nico, Horner, got up and had something put together, talked about me. J-Mo, he went for these guys to like forefront it. Counts was a big part for them to like keep coming to Danny and these other guys and want to do something to recognize me. That's freaking so incredibly special. And it gets me emotional for sure.
What'd you tell them?
I just had a few words at the end, and that's literally what I said, is this, at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, this is the kind of stuff that it's all about, you know? This is all that matters, is what you go through with your teammates and your guys, and where this ship goes. And I said, you saw all the videos that those guys sent in? I said, there's literally nothing better than winning at this level with your boys. Going out every single day and giving it everything you got to beat the team on the other side there. And when it works out in your favor, you have these memories you'll have for the rest of your life. You're always connected to these guys. And I said, this is the group we have right here. Somewhat my season could be a kind of a story in itself, but it could be a microcosm of the team in a way too. Look, you guys supported me, built me back up. That's what we're doing here as a team. Support everybody, build everybody up, get the ship going in the right direction, and take care of business. Because, yeah, there's nothing better than winning at this level with your best friends.
Enjoy it.
100%. I appreciate it, Zach.
Thanks, Kyle.
Yeah.
Great perspective from Kyle Hendricks. Congratulations, 10 years in the big leagues. For this road trip with the Giants and Brewers, take advantage of the Away Series 50-50 raffle. Fans in Illinois can purchase raffle tickets starting at 10 a.m. until 8 p.m. through June 30th. Proceeds will benefit Cubs charities. You can purchase tickets now at cubs.com/raffle. Coming up, it's the Manager Show with a twist next on The Score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
This is your home for Cubs baseball all season long, the Chicago Cubs Radio Network.
Step into the batter's box for BetMGM's Swing for the Fences free-to-play game. Pick an area of the strike zone and take your best swing. Log into your BetMGM sports account, then visit your promotions section to access the free-to-play game. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 plus only. Illinois only. Existing customer offer. Subject to eligibility requirements. Rewards vary depending on market and expire 24 hours from issuance. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or text ILGAMB2 53342 in partnership with Paradise Hotel Casino.
Hey sports fans, there's no better feeling than when you're watching your team dominate. But remember, when the offseason comes, you can still channel your team spirit with a fresh coat of color. Ask Sherwin-Williams how you can make every day feel like game day with over 1,700 colors and a top-tier coaching staff to bring the energy of your team spirit home. Shop online or visit your neighborhood store today.
Lowe's knows owning a project means owning the right tools. And during Craftsman Days, you can save big on what you need from a brand you trust. Get a free Select V20 tool when you buy a Select Battery 2-pack. Plus, get your choice of the V20 string trimmer or leaf blower for only $99. Find these savings and more today. Lowe's knows home improvement. Valid through 7/10 while supplies last. Selection varies by location.
eBay Motors is here for the ride. Go ahead, feel your engine. Admire that perfectly installed exhaust. Your vehicle's moving along this freeway like it was made from fresh installs and a whole lot of love. With eBay Motors, you get over 122 million parts to keep it running. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, they'll be the perfect fit every time. Plus, at these prices, well, we're burning rubber, not cash. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
You're out of there! Leaky store brands.
When all else fails, try North Shore Adult Diapers for even the heaviest control problems. Visit northshore.com.
Cubs Giants in San Francisco. Time now to give you access to the Cubs coaching staff. Sponsored by Access One, best in the business, managed IT, cybersecurity, and more. AccessOneIT.com. Here's Coom.
I'm here in the clubhouse with Tommy Hottovy, Cubs pitching coach. And Tommy, today's a special day here for the Cubs. Kyle Hendricks not only had a great start last night, but for all of us that have been in the league a long time, today is his 10th year on the money today. That's a big deal in Major League Baseball, your 10-year anniversary.
Yeah, I mean, it's an accomplishment that quite honestly, not a lot of people get to. And when the people that have had a lot of success, but a lot of fortune being able to be in the game a long time. And I think my biggest thing with Kyle and just for me is just getting to be here for the majority of it with him and watch him grow as a player, as a person, as a teammate, as a leader. I've been very fortunate to be along the journey with him.
Well, I think for all of us, we've seen him. I've been here from day one and watched him progress and grow and be that guy, win a World Series, still be here. But let's just go back to yesterday. He's gone through his bumps on the road this year too, like every big league player. And he's come out on the other side. That's 2 starts in a row that have been very Kyle-like, and it was fun to watch yesterday.
Yeah, it's definitely Kyle-like from a result perspective, but it's also a little unlike Kyle the way he got to it, and I think that's just, again, a testament to the type of player he is. Like he knows what makes him successful, and you have to have that mentality to have a long illustrious career in the game, but he also knows that he can get better, and he knows there's ways he can continue to improve, and he's worked really hard on getting that curveball back to the way he wanted it, and he threw it 26 times yesterday, and I think there was only one other game back in 20 he had a game where he threw it 29 times, but just to see that and see him continue to evolve and find ways to get better is who Kyle is.
Yeah. When you look at him, because you've had a big impact on his career also. You've been here, as you said, for all of it. Maybe not just as the pitching coach, but before that. And we would sit next to each other on the team plane and talk strategies of the game. What have you seen that really stands out to you the most about his influence in the clubhouse and in the dugout as opposed to just on the mound?
He knows how to navigate one of the hardest things in the game, which is how to get yourself ready every single day to be successful, but also help others around you be better. He helped me be better. I mean, he's helped me be a better coach. He's helped me be a better person. He's helped me continue to learn, and he does that with the guys in the clubhouse too. And that's just the type of guy he is. He's fun to work with. He knows what he needs to do to be successful, and will do anything he has to do to make anybody else better around him.
I know there's a little get-together about his 10 years today coming up. You've had a big impact on his career. Thanks for joining us today.
Cool, thank you.
That's Tommy Hottovy. Zach, back to you.
The Korean Immersion Choir performing the national anthem tonight here in San Francisco. The national anthem sponsored by American Sail. Bring the fun home. The baseball board next on The Score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
If it happens in a Cubs game, it happens right here on the Chicago Cubs Radio Network.
At Busey Wealth Management, we're proud to partner with individuals, families, and foundations, ensuring possibilities become achievements. From preserving and enhancing your assets to securing your legacy for future generations, we're focused on your success. Busey Bank, building business, growing wealth since 1868. Proud to be the official bank of the Fighting Illini. Member FDIC.
Cubs in San Francisco. Who are you banking on? Sponsored by Busey Bank. Building business, growing wealth since 1868. I'm banking on Michael Busch, who's batting .319 over his last 15 games with a home run. The pitching matchup sponsored by Ziegler Subaru of Kenosha. Enjoy the laid-back experience of Ziegler Subaru of Kenosha. Hayden Wisniewski going for the Cubs, making his fourth start of the season. First one since May 8th. 2-4 with a 3.29 ERA. It's a bullpen game for the Cubs. Meantime, the Giants going with Hayden Birdsong, a 22-year-old right-hander from Eastern Illinois who is making his big league debut tonight. He grew up in downstate Mattoon. It is time now to go around baseball, sponsored by Great Clips. For your next haircut, go to Great Clips. It's going to be great. Games in progress. Bottom of the fifth inning, the Mets with a 4-0 lead over the Yankees. Dodgers lead the White Sox 4-0 in the top of the seventh. And finals on the board, the Mariners beat the Rays 5-2. The Pirates a 6-1 drubbing of the Reds. Phillies beat the Tigers 6-2. It was the Braves 6, Cardinals 2 in game one of a doubleheader. In game two, the Cardinals a 4-1 winner over Atlanta. Astros beat the Rockies 7-1. Royals 5, Marlins 1. The Brewers a 6-5 winner in 10 innings over the Rangers. It was the Angels 5, A's 2. Padres beat the Nationals 8-5. The Orioles a 4-2 winner over the Guardians. And they had a game suspended by weather in Boston. Red Sox and Blue Jays scoreless in the top of the second. Here in San Francisco, it's time for baseball. Cubs, Giants, Pat, Ron, next on The Score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Anything can happen anytime in any game right here on the Chicago Cubs Radio Network.
Untangling your headphones, finding the right remote, saying goodbye to your favorite shirt that hasn't fit in 10 years. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with auto owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. Auto Owners works with independent agents who live in your community and answer when you call, so you can worry about more important things, like finding a new favorite shirt. That's simple human sense.
Ask Fazio Insurance in Joliet if auto owners make sense for you.
Hefty Trash Bags, the official trash bags of the Chicago Cubs. Hefty, ultra-strong trash bags resist rips, tears, and leaks. Strength that's anything but ordinary.
Hefty, hefty, hefty.
Chicago Cubs baseball is on The Score and the Odyssey app.
Ian Happ drives one in the air. That ball is gone.
Throughout the season, catch every Cubs game live on 670 The Score. And if you live in the Chicago area, listen live on the free Odyssey app. Plus, talk Cubs every day with Mulligan Haw, Bernstein and Holmes, and Parkins and Spiegel.
Diving backhand stop by Horner, throws to first to get him. Sensational play by Nico Horner.
The voices you know, the team you love. Your Chicago Cubs, your Odyssey.
This Odyssey Sports broadcast is presented by Health Markets. Shop for health insurance your way.
And now, Odyssey and 670 The Score bring you Chicago Cubs baseball on the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Get out the tape measure, long gone. Back near the stands. That ball is gone. A game-winning home run. Can you believe it? This is what you came here for. You got the Cubs game on the score.
Chicago Cubs baseball is presented to you in part by Benjamin Moore, Benny's Beverage Depot, Hefty Trash Bags, Ziegler Subaru of Kenosha, Bosch Power Tools, James Hardy Building Products, Sloan, Stella Blue Coffee, Traffic Tech, Wintrust Community Banks, your Chicago and Northwest Indiana Hyundai dealers, Granger, official partner of the Chicago Cubs in Wrigley Field, Arturo Tires, and by BetMGM, the king of sport. BetMGM, the king of sportsbooks. And now, here's the Hall of Famer, Pat Hughes and Ron Coomer, with all the exciting play-by-play action of Chicago Cubs baseball.
Chicago Cubs baseball is on the air from Oracle Park in Northern California. It's Game 3 of this series between the Chicago Cubs and the San Francisco Giants. Good evening, everybody. Along with former Cub and All-Star Ron Coomer, it's Pat Hughes reporting. It's bright and sunny. Very pleasant night for a ball game. A little on the chilly side by Midwest summer conditions, but the temperature probably right around 60 or 62. Cubs need a win. They've had a tough time here, dropping the first 2 of the 4-game series, 5-4 on Monday night, and they fell 5-1 last night. Right-hander Hayden Wesneski will make his first start in about 5 weeks. He will be opposed by another Hayden, an Illinois native from Mattoon, Hayden Birdsong. Birdsong to be making his major league debut. Let's go ahead and get right to the starting lineups for tonight's game. The lineups are sponsored by Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Illinois, through it all.
Not completing high school is more of a social thing than it was an academic thing. Even though all these years have passed, I still had that longing to have my diploma.
At age 30, Carissa finished her high school diploma.
If you're even considering getting your high school diploma, you can do it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Not completing high school is more of a social thing than it was an academic thing. Even though all these years have passed, I still had that longing to have my diploma.
At age 30, Carissa finished her high school diploma.
If you're even considering getting your high school diploma, you can do it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
One place for your cancer care shouldn't be one of them. Because where you go for treatment is the most important decision you can make. For your experience, options, and outcomes, UChicago Medicine is the #1 ranked cancer center in all Illinois. A testament to their unwavering commitment to excellence. 20 locations for cancer care across Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana. Learn more at uchicago.medicine.org/neverwonder.
Experience the new Genesis of Algonquin to see how every Genesis is meticulously designed and crafted for luxury. Visit genesisofalgonquin.com.
Cubs occupy the first base dugout here in San Francisco. Cubs have their familiar road uniforms on, the gray shirts and trousers, red numerals on their backs, blue hats and helmets, blue sleeves and socks, and a variety of shoe colors. And a youngster from Illinois, Ron, undoubtedly with a million butterflies swimming around and flying around in his system right now. Hayden Birdsong from Mattoon, Illinois. He went to Eastern Illinois University, and I can only imagine what's going on through his mind right now. How about you?
Absolutely. You think, you play your whole life of, Little League in Mattoon, and, and then you go to high school, and he pitches at Eastern, and all your life you've been watching, listening to the Cubs and the White Sox, and, growing up in a big city with two teams. And now you finally get to the big leagues, and your major league debut is against one of your hometown teams, the Chicago Cubs. So a very cool moment for him and his family and everybody that are baseball fans in the Little League in Mattoon and all those people back home. So, yeah, it's a neat moment, and I can promise you right now, he has a lot of butterflies going right now.
His father, Stacy Birdsong, ran the American Legion baseball program in Mattoon for many, many years. But he's got a good arm, Ron. I haven't seen him. I know that you've watched video, and I'm reading about his 97-mile-an-hour fastball.
Yeah, big fastball, big kid, 6'4". Big fastball, good slider. And I'm going to guess today, because he's in the big leagues, and, they're going to make him use his changeup some against the lefties. He doesn't use it a lot, but I would bet that they're going to want him to show that pitch at least some. But very good arm, and congratulations to him and his family. It's always nice to see somebody from our hometown area make it to the big leagues.
Even though he is a hometown guy, the Cubs still want to score a bunch of runs against him, and let's see if they can go about that business right now. Nico Horner leads it off. And the first pitch by Hayden Birdsong. It's taken for a strike, and away we go. That was about 96 mph.
63 degrees. How about that? 98. Think he's a little fired up?
He always works from the stretch. Big, tall, strong right-hander. Birdsong's next offering swung on and missed, 0-2. Cubs leadoff man presented by Benny's Beverage Depot. If Nico can get a base hit, Benny's will donate $100 to the Greater Chicago Food Depository. If you can't find it at Benny's, it's probably not worth drinking. Here comes the 0-2 from Hayden Birdsong. And Horner will hit a ground ball left side. That's a diving stop by the third baseman, Chapman. And he throws to first in time. The low throw dug out on the backhand by VR. Very nice play by both men.
Well, 3 straight fastballs. The third one, Nico's right on and hits a bullet in a hole between short and third. Chapman, who we talked about the last couple nights, a very accomplished third baseman, makes a nice play, comes up, makes a good, strong but low throw, and it's dug out of the dirt by VR. So nice defensive play to start the game.
Just underway, Michael Bush, the batter, hitting .260. Michael drove in the Cubs' only run last night in their 5-1 loss. Cubs lost the opener 5-4. Cubs have lost 3 in a row going back to Sunday night at Wrigley against the Mets. And they've also fallen 6 games below 500. Tonight is a significant number of game, Ron. It's game number 81. This is the exact midway point of 162. Here comes the 1-1. Bush takes down low. It bounces away from the catcher, Bailey. So even though things have not gone well for the Cubs lately, there is still plenty of time to turn things around.
Yeah, you still got a lot of time, a lot of baseball to be played, and a lot for each individual guy when you look in the mirror to go, maybe things haven't gone my way so far, but we still have a lot of at-bats.
Strike 2 to Bush, 2-2.
We saw it last year with Bellinger, how his second half, he exploded in the second half and ended up having some great seasonal numbers.
Bellinger on deck, as you say that. The 2-2 pitch, fastball high, check swing, no swing. Uniform descriptions, we gave you the Cubs. The Giants are in their home whites. It's kind of that off-white, the cream-colored shirts and trousers. They've got black numbers trimmed in orange, black hats and sleeves. Bright orange shoes for the second baseman, Estrada. Chapman also wears the orange kicks. And the 3-2 pitch from Birdsong. Strike 3 call. Nothing fancy. He just poured a fastball over the plate. Called strike 3. His first major league strikeout. They're going to toss that one away for the trophy case of Hayden Birdsong. That's always a nice touch.
Yeah, he will never forget that moment, that's for sure. Your first time pitching and your first strikeout, absolutely.
I'll bet you've got a nice little trophy case in the Coomer household. Yeah. Here's the pitch to Cody Bellinger in there for a strike. What kinds of things you have there?
Your first hit, I kept the ball in the bat. My first home run, same thing, the ball in the bat.
Just kind of hoping to hear the first maybe microphone or headset from our first broadcast together, but I guess that didn't quite make the cut.
Now, let me ask you this.
Yes.
Do you want me to sign the one you kept?
Yes, I'll say yes. I have no idea what you even mean by that. I'll say yes, though. You bet I would.
Yeah,
sure.
Yeah, woohoo!
Bellinger waiting for the 2-1. And the pitch on the way to Cody is outside for ball 3. Uniform description sponsored by Benjamin Moore. Transform your clubhouse into a Cubs house with Cubby's blue, Wrigley Field green, or marquee red official paint of the Chicago Cubs. An official trophy case of Ron Coomer. Here is a swing and a foul back by Bellinger. Still 3-2 on Cody. All of the infield is in the shade. Right field and center are in the sun. Here's the 3-2. Pop fly, shallow left, going out Chapman, and wisely Conforto comes in and makes an easy catch. So Hayden Birdsong in his major league debut works a 1-2-3 first inning.
Not completing high school is more of a social thing than it was an academic thing. Even though all these years have passed, I still had that longing to have my diploma.
At age 30, Carissa finished her high school diploma.
If you're even considering getting your high school diploma, you can do it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Not completing high school is more of a social thing than it was an academic thing. Even though all these years have passed, I still had that longing to have my diploma.
At age 30, Carissa finished her high school diploma.
If you're even considering getting your high school diploma, you can do it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Better Business Bureau. So call today.
For all the right reasons, call 866-4 Seasons.
Hey Cubs fans, Zach Edey here. Cheer on the Northsiders with an anti-hero, Revolution Brewing's franchise IPA and the official IPA of Cubs Radio. Independently owned and proudly brewed only in Chicago.
Bottom of the first inning, Hayden Wesneski will work on Brett Wisely. First pitch down low for a ball. Both guys named Hayden, starting for their respective teams. Hayden. In fact, there have been only 3 guys with the first name of Hayden in the history of the big leagues. There was a Hayden Penn that worked back in the early part of this century. I don't recall a lot of him, but we must have seen Hayden Penn. But you've got Hayden Birdsong for the Giants and Hayden Wesneski for the Cubs. He's really pitched pretty well when you look at his ERA, 3.29.
Yep.
He does have 2 wins, 4 losses, making his first start in about 5 weeks. Ground ball right side, backhanded by Bush. Underhand feed to Wesneski coming over in plenty of time. Wesneski is very athletic. He always remembers to cover first, or at least almost always. 1 down, and here's Elliot Ramos. How long do you think he might pitch tonight, Ron?
I would say a couple innings. You know, if he could get, 2 for sure if things go well. And, you're probably looking at 40 to 50 pitches for him, maybe. I know that would be ideal.
Elliot Ramos takes a strike.
But getting right back to your point about him throwing well, for a guy that's had kind of, different roles with the bullpen and in starter, and he has thrown very well. It's not an easy thing for a young guy to be that swing guy and doing different things, but he has embraced his role and has done well.
Some other numbers I kind of like from Wesneski as the batter fouls it away. No score. We're in the bottom of the first with 1 away and the bases empty. He's only given up 34 hits in 41 innings. That's a good number. And the opponent's batting average against him, Ron, just .218. That's good pitching.
Very much so.
Here's the 1-2 pitch taken high for a ball, 2-2. And not easy to work for a while as a starter, for a while as a reliever, then back for a spot start, then back to the bullpen. Pitchers will tell you, and again, at the big leagues, when you're a young guy, you don't always have the choice or the option. Right. You do what they tell you to do. Here comes the 2-2 pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. Fastball got him swinging. Strikeouts by Cubs pitchers. Those are brought to you by Chicago and Northwest Indiana Hyundai dealers. Own every mile in a brand new Hyundai, but pitchers would tell you if they have a choice, Ron, they'd rather know if they're going to be a reliever all year or a starting pitcher all year.
Yeah, there's no doubt. The guys, everybody loves to know what their role is, and then you can prepare for that. But to your point, would you rather know what your role is in AAA or be in the big leagues and be kind of a swing guy back and forth? I'd say you'd take the big leagues every time.
Yeah, more meal money. Here's a swing and a foul off to the right. Out of play. Matt Chapman having a good series, 3 for 7. A homer and 3 runs batted in against the Cubs pitching.
I really don't ever recall as a kid thinking, you know what? And don't get me wrong, I like being there, but I don't ever recall saying, you know what? I can't wait to get to Albuquerque.
The 0-2,
Now, being in the big leagues, that was, that's where you think of, getting. But AAA, it's great. Don't get me wrong. It's really good.
Here comes the 1-2 now to Matt Chapman. It's taken down low for a ball in the count 2-2. Although I worked in Albuquerque in the Pacific Coast League, I know you played there. Yeah. That was a great hitter's park. So in that regard, you enjoyed Albuquerque.
I had a very good time there. No,
yes,
I don't disagree with that at all. Yep, kind of propelled me right to the big leagues. So I really enjoyed Albuquerque.
Chapman takes strike 3 called. A 1-2-3 first inning for Hayden West.
in partnership with Paradise Hotel Casino.
Painting season is here. Cover all your bases by visiting BenjaminMoore.com for your nearest store location. Benjamin Moore is the official paint of the Chicago Cubs.
First inning was powered by Invesco QQQ as Seiya Suzuki leads off the Cubs' second inning and takes a strike, 1-1. Hayden Birdsong in his major league debut set down the first 3 Cubs. 1 was a strikeout. Scoreless game, second inning. Suzuki hitting .263. Hits a high fly ball to center, playable for Ramos, coming in, and in the sunshine makes the catch. Before we continue, 10 seconds for station ID. This is The Score on the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Cubs talk on the Bernstein and Holmes Show, weekdays 10 a.m. to 2 on The Score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network, WSCR Chicago, WBMX HD2 Chicago, and Odyssey Sports Station.
Ian Happ checks in. Ian, quiet in this series, nothing for 7. He'll take a fastball high. The first inning was powered by Invesco QQQ. Tomorrow's innovation awaits with Invesco QQQ. Let's rethink possibility. Invesco Distributors Incorporated. The 1-0 to Happ. Fastball below the knees. Ball 2.
Pat, that's great to welcome, as we did yesterday, Southwest Airlines. The second inning is sponsored by Southwest Airlines. Remember, on Southwest, as you know, 2 bags are free. And I know because I'm on their airline all the time, all winter long. But great to have them as a partner of Cubs Radio. So appreciate them joining the team.
2 bags for free. That is a nice deal. Here
Take
comes,
full advantage of it, too.
Here's the 3-0 to Ian Happ in there for a strike. 3-1. Happ trying to start a second inning rally. Game 6 in the season series between the two teams. Happ takes high. There's ball 4. Maybe that will start a rally. A 1-out walk. Nothing game. And here's Christopher Morel.
Now, Birdsong on a couple high fastballs, couldn't get the ball down, but big velocity, as we've seen from both of these guys, 96, 97 from the pair of Haydens. And as always, our Speed Gun, talking about velocity. Speed Gun sponsored by Xfinity. Stream sports with Xfinity because it's only live once.
Here's a wild pitch bouncing away from the catcher, Bailey. Trotting down to second, Ian Happ. That was a big breaking ball that bounced in front of the plate. And some of those are just impossible for a catcher.
Yeah, you throw as hard as he does, and then you bounce this ball, in the other batter's box. And the hard thing now is the way catchers are taught to catch on one knee, so it makes it even more difficult for them to move and block pitches.
Let's see if Morel can drive in the game's first run. Christopher takes inside. Walks by opposing pitcher, sponsored by North Shore Adult Diapers. Reassuringly strong protection for even the heaviest control problems. Visit northshore.com. Now the 2-0 to Christopher, down low, 3-0. Green light, Ron?
I would say yes. I'm kind of surprised Bailey went with a 2-0 breaking ball with Birdsong throwing as hard as he does. He went 2-0 hook, and that one ended up in the dirt.
The lead at second by Happ. That's ball 4. Back-to-back walks. 2 men on, 1 away, nothing game. Dansby Swanson coming up. The Cubs count on Granger's help to keep beautiful Wrigley Field running. To get the products you need, call clickgranger.com or stop by. Granger, official partner of the Chicago Cubs and Wrigley Field. Okay, Ron, you're batting. You've had 2 of your teammates draw walks in front of you. What's your approach?
I would say, and even going into the game, Birdsong's, the scouting report against him is at times he can lose his command. Not terrible, but, walk guys and lose it around the zone. And that's what we're seeing in his second inning. So to me, this at bat for Dansby, I would be a little, I'd be a little tentative, and I'd be looking at a couple pitches here before I would be looking to swing. Now, if he throws strike 1, that changes everything.
Dansby Swanson will hit one foul off to the right, out of play. Hayden Birdsong, making his big league debut, had his contract selected from AAA Sacramento earlier today. He has spent parts of 3 minor league seasons in the Giants system. Swing and a miss, sharp breaking ball. He was picked in the 6th round by the Giants in the 2022 Major League Draft out of Eastern Illinois University in Charleston, Illinois. And now the 0-2 pitch. Dansby takes strike 3 call. A 3-pitch strikeout after 2 walks. You don't really expect that, Ron, but that's what happened.
Well, I think Dansby helped him out a little bit in this at bat. He swung at a ball down and in, first pitch, and then the breaking ball was not a strike, and fouled that one off, swung at that one, and then he makes a pitch of the high curveball that he gets the call. It does go in the box in our monitor, the strike zone, at the top of the zone.
Pete Crow Armstrong swings away and fouls it away. Getting back to Hayden Birdsong, it says former big league pitcher and longtime Giants minor league pitching coordinator Bert Bradley lives in Birdsong's hometown of Mattoon. Birdsong was a 3rd grader when Bradley gave him his first pitching lesson. Here's the 0-1. Ground ball right side. That's going to be a base hit into right field. Rounding third, Happ heading home. He'll score. The throw goes to third, not in time. Run scoring single for Pete Crow Armstrong. Cubs lead 1-0.
Pete Crow Armstrong gets his pitch and just hooks it in the hole. VR at first base, I don't think he saw that ball real well off the bat. He got a little bit of a late break and then dives for this ball, and it gets through the right side and into right field. Happer scores easily, and good base running by Christopher going first to third.
So one of the walks has come back to sting Hayden Birdsong. Cubs lead 1-0. Miguel Amaya batting. Crow Armstrong running on the first pitch. The ball is hit high in the air into center, playable for Ramos. And with 2 outs, Crow Armstrong forgot how many outs there were. Anyway, the catch.
Not completing high school is more of a social thing than it was an academic thing. Even though all these years have passed, I still had that longing to have my diploma.
At age 30, Carissa finished her high school diploma.
If you're even considering getting your high school diploma, you can do it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Real prices advertised, real prices delivered. You don't ask for much, that's why we over-deliver. Riverfront in North Aurora.
Thursday, July 4th, the Cubs take on the Phillies at 1:20 in the afternoon. Up to the first 10,000 early arriving fans 21 and older receive a red, white, and Cubby blue Hawaiian shirt. Purchase tickets at cubs.com/tickets.
Zach, thank you. Patrick Bailey fouls off the first pitch from Hayden Wesneski. Cubs lead 1-0. Getting a run in the top of the inning, a 2-out run-scoring ground ball base hit into right field off the bat of Pete Crow Armstrong. RBI number 12 for Pete. Cubs RBIs brought to you by Old National Bank, where relationships and results matter. Breaking ball low and inside to Bailey. Jorge Soler on deck, and then Thairo Estrada. Here comes the 2-1. Check swing. He fooled him badly. Good breaking ball. I might be tempted to throw another one after that swing.
Yeah, that was a good hook. Down and in. Bailey looking fastball and commits way too early.
Now it's 2-2. Wisniewski fires again. Lowe came right back with a slider.
Double plays turned by the Cubs today, sponsored by Nissan. They make cars that thrill. Experience the thrill for yourself today in Nissan.
We're going to be playing the attendance game here soon, the Benny's Beverage Depot attendance game. That's a ball low and inside, ball 4. Leadoff walk, second inning. Cubs lead 1-0. The Giants batter is Jorge Soler. And the Benny's Beverage Depot attendance game is a reminder, if you can't find it at Benny's, it's probably not worth drinking. I'll go ahead and start the guesses tonight. Going to keep it real simple.
Okay, what do you got?
Fastball inside, 30,003. I thought that would be a little intimidating to you guys.
Yeah.
Here comes the 1-0 to the big man, Soler. He'll look at a strike. Game 3 in a 4-game series. We'll be right out here again tomorrow, a day game, before heading to Milwaukee for the weekend. Tomorrow starting time, you might want to note, 2:45 Central. Shota Imanaga against Jordan Hicks. Soler checks. Did he go? No swing, and it's 2-1.
I will say 31,000 on the button.
San Francisco Bay, the water glistening out beyond the right field fence. This is a gorgeous setting for a big league park. Now the 2-1 pitch on the way to Soler is a strike. In fact, for day games, I can't think of any other ballpark that's more beautiful, seeing the water glisten right next to the ball yard.
Yeah, I mean, literally, you hit a home run to right over the short bleachers and straight right, and it lands in the ocean. It lands in the bay. Pretty amazing.
Here's the 2-2, fouled away off to the right, out of play.
Now, this is one of those parks, I believe this ballpark has the smallest footprint of land in Major League Baseball, but it certainly doesn't feel that way around the area. Does it to you?
I'm not sure what footprint of land
like
means.
Like if you were to
exactly
walk around the stadium, just around the exterior of the stadium, the footprint itself.
I see what you're talking about, yeah.
But it doesn't give you that feel because it's, the neighborhood is right in behind the ballpark. And then you got, San Francisco Bay as we're looking out. It's just a gorgeous park. And they did a really nice job with the ballpark itself.
The lead at first by Bailey. He's not running. And the pitch swung on and missed, strike 3. Wisniewski fans Jorge Soler, his third strikeout. Strikeouts by Cubs pitchers. Those are sponsored by your Chicago and Northwest Indiana Hyundai dealers. Own every mile in a brand new Hyundai.
My excellent heater down and in. That ball had great life to it. As Wisniewski starts the ball in the middle of the plate, and it darts down and in to Soler.
Thairo Estrada takes a strike. I hope many of you had a chance to listen to Zach Edey's interview with Kyle Hendricks on the pregame show tonight. Really enjoyed that piece, Zach. Some great stuff from Kyle, and very emotional and deep, and he's a very articulate and smart individual. Just really good radio. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, it's very good.
He talked about earlier this year he was struggling and thinking that his big league career might be over. I guess that goes through a player's mind frequently, doesn't it?
Well, you get to a certain age, and then all of a sudden, if you're having some struggles, and he was having some struggles early in the year, and you start thinking about that.
The 0-2 pitch, check swing by Estrada, low, no swing.
He's never played for another team in the big leagues,
right.
And you start evaluating, and boy, he's really made a He got, a little time in the bullpen and has had a major turnaround. His last 2 starts have been great. And, the PSAC did was very good in the pregame. And, Kyle Danny Mueller, our head equipment manager, got a bunch of his teammates and ex-teammates and World Series teammates together, and they did a video montage, and they played it for him. And 10 years today for Kyle Hendricks. He has been in the big leagues 10 years, and for all of us players, that is a big number.
Swing and a miss, strike 3. Wesneski with back-to-back strikeouts as he fans Estrada on a nice off-speed delivery. His 4th strikeout already. Cubs lead 1-0, 2 down a man at first, bottom of the 2nd, and the batter is Michael Conforto. But Kyle, from day one, Ron, he's been one of our very favorites. Great family. His parents, Anne Marie and John Hendricks, are always at Wrigley Field.
Great people, absolutely.
The left-handed batter, Conforto, takes inside. I'll bet they've seen well over half of his big league starts.
I would think so, absolutely.
And he and his wife, Emma, Kyle's wife, Emma, they became parents of a baby boy, Luca, within the last year. Just all great people. Here's the 1-0 to Conforto. Hit in the air, deep right field, trouble. Back is Bellinger to the wall. That is a home run. A 2-run homer to right center by Michael Conforto, and the Giants, just like that, take a 2-1 lead.
Number 9 for Conforto. On this ball, they want it. I believe they want it inside, and it leaks out over the plate, down in middle, and he hits a long way to right center field. And the ball, it just doesn't carry all that well as it gets cooler here. But Conforto hits it over the right center field wall.
No cheap home runs in that area. The wall is about 20 feet high, and it's not that far from the 415 sign, which is the deepest part of the yard in right center. Conforto's always had power. His 9th, as Ron said, and 29 RBIs. And now the Giants have a 2-1 lead. David Villar, the batter, and the 1-1. And Villar takes a strike. But getting back to some of the things Kyle was talking about just being part of a team and trying to beat the guys on the other teams. And he's been on some great teams, world champions, several playoff teams. Deep fly ball to center. Back goes Crow Armstrong. This is going to leave the yard. David Villar with a long home run. And the Giants now lead 3-1 as they go back-to-back. Something, Ron, you don't really expect from the number 7 and 8 hitters in the order.
Yeah, I would agree. Villar, strong guy, hits his first home run this year and hits this one to straightaway center. Now, yesterday we were talking, and I said in batting practice I did not see one ball go out of the ballpark to straightaway center. And it's cool again here tonight. And if that ball goes out straightaway center, he hit that one really well.
And second time the Giants have back-to-back home runs this season.
And it was gone by plenty. Just to the left of the 391 marker. So the Giants now have a 3-1 lead. Still early in the game. Luis Matos, the number 9 hitter, due up. Tommy Hottovy, pitching coach, out to see about Hayden Wesneski. Hayden, since he hasn't started a game since May the 8th against the Padres, was not expected to work real deep into the game anyway. 3-4 innings, I would think, would be about maximum.
Yeah, it was planned on being a bullpen day for the Cubs.
And now the 1-0 pitch to Matos. Line drive, leaping catch by Dansby Swanson at shortstop. That stung his hand. He immediately takes off the glove as that one hit him right in the palm of the hand, where you don't have all that much padding.
Not completing high school is more of a social thing than it was an academic thing. Even though all these years have passed, I still had that longing to have my diploma.
At age 30, Carissa finished her high school diploma.
If you're even considering getting your high school diploma, you can do it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Not completing high school is more of a social thing than it was an academic thing. Even though all these years have passed, I still had that longing to have my diploma.
At age 30, Carissa finished her high school diploma.
If you're even considering getting your high school diploma, you can do it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Housing slot machines, table games, sports betting, and more. Light up your senses at Hottovy. Explore more at PaysBig.com.
Nico Horner at the plate, Michael Busch on deck. Who's on deck is sponsored by On Deck. Need a small business loan fast? Apply today at OnDeck.com.
Horner hits one foul down the right field line, Zach, and back out of play. Well, let's see if the Cubs can answer right back after the Giants' barrage of back-to-back home runs. Third inning, Horner grounded out, a play on which Chapman and the first baseman VR collaborated on a very nice defensive play in the first inning. Nico 3 for 8 in this series, waiting for the 0-2 from Hayden Birdsong. And Nico takes off the inside corner, nothing in 2. While attending Eastern Illinois, Birdsong led his team in ERA in 2022, first team All-Ohio Valley Conference in 2022. Here's the 1-2 pitch taken high for a ball. I think sometimes those all-conference honors run, they open up some eyes, and, you know, if you're a scout or you work in a front office, you might think, let's try to get some video of that kid. Let's see what he's got.
Absolutely.
He did make all-conference. Here's a pitch taken high, ball 3-2.
Now his original pitching coach as a kid, Burt Bradley, and then the inning stopped after you were talking about that. He was a pitching coach for me in single A and in double A. Now, I wasn't a pitcher, but he was our pitching coach.
That's the third infield hit. Infield hit for Horner. Run a great stop by Chapman. Might have saved a double with that diving stop behind third, but no way was he going to get Nico at first. Infield single. And Busch the batter. Go ahead.
But yeah, this is going to be a double down the line because that grass kind of eats it up. The grass is thick here in this ballpark, and it would be a long run for the left fielder to come get it. That did save a double. But Burt Bradley, my pitching coach in Madison, Wisconsin, when I played in the Midwest League and then in Double A.
Bouncing ball fair inside third down the left field line, a base hit. Busch goes the other way. Stopping at second is Horner. The third baseman, Chapman, well off the line, and that ball hit between Chapman and the third base bag. Something that you really don't see a left-handed batter hit very often. Run that particular ball just inside the third base line.
Yeah, I would agree. It's a breaking ball coming into him, and he goes the other way.
Now 2 men on for Cody Bellinger. Let's see if he can get a hold of one. Cubs trail 3-1. Cody will take high.
Big gap in left center field. Ramos playing around towards right center. And the left fielder, Conforto, playing around like a pull-hitting right-hander is hitting.
Bellinger looks at a ball down low, 2-0. Cubs got their run in the second on 2 walks and a 2-out single by Pete Crow Armstrong. Here the first 2 men have reached with base hits, Horner and Bush in the third. And Bellinger takes a strike top of the zone, just barely in the zone. Cody didn't really argue, but kind of shook his head when he heard the umpire Wolcott call it a strike. Now the 2-1. Swinging a foul back.
Big swing of that high fastball. Heart of the Lineup, sponsored by Southwest Airlines. Book today at southwest.com. I did the other day.
2 balls and 2 strikes. Now the stretch by Birdsong. The runners lead. The pitch to Bellinger. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Big breaking ball got him. Cody got fooled. That's out number 1. And the batter, Seiya Suzuki.
Pretty good breaking ball down and in after some high gas. And then he throws a curveball. Now, not the slider, but this is more of a 12-6 curveball that he does have. And it's effective against the left-handed hitter. And he threw it in a good spot.
Nobody throwing in the Giant bullpen yet. Seiya Suzuki checks in. And the pitch to Seiya fouled away, a high fastball.
Third inning sponsored by Grainger, official partner of the Chicago Cubs and Wrigley Field. Call clickgrainger.com or just stop by.
Nico Horner leads at second base. Michael Bush away from first. The stretch in the pitch, way outside. Snap throw to first base, not in time. Catcher Bailey throwing one down to VR, who snuck in behind the runner Bush to take the throw. Now the 1-1 on the way. Low for a ball. Let me ask you this, Ron. On pickoff plays where you were involved at third, I know you played some first base also. Is there ever a concern because you want to get to the bag to take the throw from the catcher that you might be out of position to field a batted ball? Here's the 2-1 taken for a strike.
Yes, so what you do in that regard, it's a great question, and it's kind of the intricacies of playing your position. If you set up a pre-pitch and you're going to have a pickoff, what you do is you move in. As the pitch is being thrown, you move in, not towards the bat.
Suzuki pops it up into shallow right. Drifting in Matos with an easy play, and that's out number 2. Go ahead.
So what you do is, as the pitcher starts to deliver the ball, you start moving straight in towards home plate. And what that does is it shortens the distance between you and the first base bag or the third base bag. Then as the ball just crosses the hitting zone and you see it's not being swung at, you dart to the bag. Because at that moment, the coaches are not able to look at you because they've got to watch the hitter. So, that's one of the things you do. You shorten that distance by coming in and then dart to the bag.
2 outs, 2 on. We are in inning number 3. Cubs trail by 2. And here's Ian Happ. Ian scored the Cubs run after walking in the second inning, and he takes a strike. Now the stretch by the tall right-hander, the pitch, fastball inside.
I will say this about Birdsong is you really haven't seen any effects of, the butterflies other than maybe his first couple fastballs were, a mile or two harder than the rest of them. Started out the game at 98 miles an hour.
Happ swings and misses. The count now 1-2. He's a big kid, 6'4", 215.
But he looks very composed, doesn't he?
He really does. Just 22 years old. Hayden Birdsong ready in the 1-2 pitch. Bounces in there, knocked down. What a play by the catcher, Bailey.
That might be, and we were talking about this at the beginning of the broadcast, that I said he doesn't like to use his changeup or hadn't used it much in the minor leagues. And I said, Bailey, a big league catcher, is going to force him to throw that on occasion to the left-handed hitter just to show him the pitch. Well, that one bounced in front of home plate, and Bailey bailed him out by making a great block.
Bailey bailed him out. I like that. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Ian Happ. The lead at second by Horner. Bush away from first. Deuce is wild. The stretch for the 2-2 with 2 down. And the pitch. Happ swings and taps it foul. Might have tapped it off his own foot. Jumping around a little bit. A coolish night in San Francisco. Temperature in the low 60s. It's been almost exactly the same game time temperature for 3 straight nights. Day game tomorrow. Cubs will be in Milwaukee for the weekend at American Family Field. Now the 2-2. From Birdsong. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Might be his best fastball yet. Happ strikes out. Cubs squander a good scoring chance. They had the first 2 men.
Not completing high school is more of a social thing than it was an academic thing. Even though all these years have passed, I still had that longing to have my diploma.
At age 30, Carissa finished her high school diploma.
If you're even considering getting your high school diploma, you can do it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Lennox has to offer. Go to newlennox.net today and start the adventure. New Lennox, it's extraordinary.
The out-of-town scoreboard is fueled by Citgo Tri-Clean Gasoline. When you start with Citgo, you're good to go. Top of the sixth in Queens, the Mets leading the Yankees 7-2. Aaron Judge with a two-run home run for the Yankees, his 30th.
30 home runs before the end of June. Hayden Wesneski working on Brett Wisely with a count of 1-1. What else you have, Zach?
Francisco Alvarez going deep, a two-run shot for the Mets. Twins lead the Diamondbacks 4-0, bottom of the third inning. In that game, Jose Miranda, a three-run double. Cal Raleigh with a three-run home run for Seattle. The Mariners beat the Rays 5-2.
And the 2-1 to Wisely from Wesneski. Here's the pitch by Hayden. Check swing. That'll be a strike. 2-2. Zach, what else you got?
Pirates 6, Reds 1. Andrew McCutcheon, a two-run home run. Phillies beat the Tigers 6-2. Brandon Marsh with 4 hits and 4 RBIs, including a home run.
Now the 2-2 to Wisely. Strike 3 called. Strikeout for Hayden Wesneski. Strikeouts by Cubs pitchers. Sponsored by your Chicago and Northwest Indiana Hyundai dealers. Own every mile in a brand new Hyundai.
Pat, the Braves and Cardinals split a doubleheader in St. Louis. Atlanta takes game 1 6-2. St. Louis wins game 2 4-1. The Astros a 7-1 drubbing of the Rockies.
Ramos pokes it foul out of play.
Royals 5, Marlins 1. The Brewers beat the Rangers 6-5. Andrew Monasterio with a walk-off single. Angels beat the A's 5-2.
Was that Brewer game a 10-inning ball game against Texas?
It was. The Padres, an 8-5 winner over the Nationals. The Orioles double up the Guardians 4-2. The Dodgers, a 4-0 win over the White Sox. Shohei Ohtani hit his 25th home run, a 437-foot job. And the Blue Jays and Red Sox suspended after 2 innings of play.
Zach, thanks for the updates. Here it's 3-1 Giants. Bottom of the third, Elliot Ramos with a count of 3-1. Day game tomorrow here. Cubs are in Milwaukee for the weekend and home next Tuesday night against the Phillies. Here's a fly ball into right center. Pretty well hit. Back goes Bellinger near the track, right in front of the wall. Makes the catch in deep right center. That ball really carried.
Yeah, that ball had the sound when it left the bat of Ramos. Ramos has 10 home runs on the year, but as you said, Pat, this is a big ballpark when you start getting out there towards center field and right center.
The Phillies will be at Wrigley next Tuesday night and Wednesday night, and a day game next Thursday. Thursday is the 4th of July, by the way. Here's a chopper foul. And then the Angels come in starting on July the 5th. 3 straight day games between the Cubs and the Los Angeles Angels, and those are the final home games before the All-Star break. Swing and a miss by Chapman. The Cubs will be on the road for the week prior to the break, and that's a very challenging trip. The Cubs will play 3 in Baltimore and then 4 in St. Louis, which includes a day-night doubleheader on July the 13th, necessitated by a rainout earlier in the year. The 0-2 taken high for a ball.
Well, you know, here after tomorrow night going to Milwaukee, as you were just going through the schedule, you know it's going to be rocking in Milwaukee. They're in first place. Cubs-Milwaukee, always a great rivalry series. Be a lot of Cub fans there, too.
Milwaukee, they've been one of the overachievers in the first half. I don't think many people predicted that they would play nearly as well as they have.
New manager, and you lose your top 2 starting pitchers, and their closer's been out for a lot of the first half.
Milwaukee, 15 games over 500 with their win today, Ron, 48-33. They're on a pace to win 96 ball games.
It's amazing.
Here's the 2-2. Low and inside to Chapman.
Got to tip your hat to Pat Murphy. He has really had his players playing well from the day one when the bell went off. They have played very, very good baseball.
Now the 3-2 to Chapman. Swing and a foul back. 2 down, nobody on. Scoreboard says 2 down. I've got...
There's 2. Strikeout and a fly ball to right.
And just testing you, Ron. You're right on top of it. Nice job. I put it in the wrong column. Story of my life.
Been there before.
3-2 pitch popped up. I believe this is going to be the 3rd out if it's caught.
Your scorebook is in the Hall of Fame. Mine is not all that legible.
Mine is there temporarily. Horner makes the catch.
Not completing high school is more of a social thing than it was an academic thing. Even though all these years have passed, I still had that longing to have my diploma.
At age 30, Carissa finished her high school diploma.
If you're even considering getting your high school diploma, you can do it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Not completing high school is more of a social thing than it was an academic thing. Even though all these years have passed, I still had that longing to have my diploma.
At age 30, Carissa finished her high school diploma.
If you're even considering getting your high school diploma, you can do it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
NorthShore.com.
The fourth inning is sponsored by Wintrust, the exclusive home of Cubs checking. Pat?
First pitch by Hayden Birdsong, swung on and missed by Christopher Morel. Morel had a base on balls his first time. Let's see if he can get on and start a Cubs rally. There's strike two call. If you are just joining us, Hayden Birdsong from Mattoon, Illinois, making his major league debut and pitching very well so far. Breaking ball just missed. Cubs able to scratch out a run in the second on a pair of walks and a single by Pete Crow Armstrong for the RBI. Giants hit back-to-back homers for their runs in the second inning. Michael Conforto tattooed one to right center with a man on. Luis Matos to dead center, a solo. And that's where we are, 3-1 in the fourth inning. The 2-2 to Morel. Swinging a foul back. We're coming to you live all season long from the Invesco QQQ broadcast booth. Proud ETF partner of the Chicago Cubs. Here's a smash fair inside third down the left field line, bouncing off the sidewall. Morel going for two. There's going to be a play on him. The throw to second. The tag, the slide. He's safe at second base. Morel might have hurt his finger diving in head first. He's shaking it in some pain. He dove in as the second baseman Estrada was trying to make the tag, and Christopher slow to get up.
I think the Giants are going to challenge the play at second base, but Christopher goes in. I mean, he is going full tilt into second base and lays out, and the hands go right into the bag, and we're going to see
San Francisco's
if he is okay. As we just hear from Adrian Johnson that they're going to challenge this, but Christopher's still checking. I believe it's his right hand, I believe.
Manager challenges and instant replays. They're taking a second look. A second opinion is always a good idea. Get yours at Northwestern Medicine.
Question on the play itself is whether Christopher's hand comes off the bag or not. After with the review, tag.
The call on the field is overturned. The runner is out. San Francisco retains their shot.
He is ruled to have been out at second base. Apparently he came off the bag. I didn't see that personally on the replay. Did you?
I did not, no. But that had to be the case because he beat the throw to second base. But maybe in jamming his hand into the bag, and that's what happened, is his hand comes disengaged with the bag, and he is out.
So it's a single for Morel. He's out trying to stretch on the play that has scored 7-4. And here's Dansby Swanson taking inside for a ball. When it was hit, it looked like it had double written all over it.
Giants kind of caught a break. That ball hit the sidewall and went right to Conforto and left and kind of ricocheted out to him. That's what made the play even as close as it was.
Morel runs well. Here comes the 2-0, taken high for a ball.
I did see last replay. So what happened is Christopher beats the throw. His right hand goes onto the bag. But then the tag at second base by Estrada, he goes diving down in there, which is what they teach you to do, and basically just pushes his hand with the tag right off the bag, and he's out.
That's one of those fine line plays because if the umpire feels like you are trying to push him off the bag and you use too much force, they won't allow that.
Right.
Here's a high fly ball to deep center. Going back is Ramos near the track, plenty of room. Makes the catch out number 2. But if it's just a normal aggressive tag, they'll let you get away with it.
Yeah, the throw is to the right field side of the second base bag from the left field corner. So Estrada gets it, and now he just dives head first, glove first, right down into the tag in the bag, and hits Christopher's arm at about the wrist and just pushes his arm right off the bag with the tag on him.
Pete Crow Armstrong will take high. We are in the fourth inning. Giants lead 3-1. Cubs managed only a run on 4 hits in last night's game. That's what they've got right now, a run on 4 hits in this game. Crow Armstrong swings and misses. Crow Armstrong drove in the Cubs run with a second inning ground ball single into right. Now the 1-1, a swing and a miss. Ball and 2 strikes, Ron. 2 down.
I got a few notes today about Cub fans being here. Mike Jr., big Cub fan from Chicago, is here with a group today here in San Francisco.
A lot of Cubby blue as you look around. The Cubs are in the first base dugout area. Lots of blue shirts in that area. And the 2-2. For Armstrong takes outside. Amaya on deck. Hayden Birdsong trying to go 4 full innings in his big league debut. Fastball is high. That's ball 4.
Now with that walk to Pete Crow Armstrong, you know he's going to be trying to steal a bag here.
Cubs trail by 2 runs, with the number 9 batter Miguel Amaya stepping in. The base on balls, as Zach points out.
It's an old diaper dandy.
Sponsored by North Shore Adult Diapers, reassuringly strong protection for even the heaviest control problems. There is a satisfied customer if I've ever heard one right there. Visit northshore.com. There goes Crow Armstrong. The ball's bounced into left center field, a base hit. Crow Armstrong is going to score on this play. Yes, he will. The throw goes to second, not in time. What speed Pete Crow Armstrong just exhibited. He never stopped around second on the ground ball between the shortstop Wisely and the second base bag. He scores from first on a single. How about that, Ron?
Well, that's the whole thing, right? You get him going in motion. You knew he was going to run first or second pitch. He recognizes that this ball is hit and it's a single, which is a great job by Pete Crow Armstrong, and he goes flying around second and never slows down. Yeah, and he comes around third and scores easy. Not even a play at the plate. Throw goes into second base, so on a single, Pete Crow Armstrong scored.
Miguel Amaya with his 15th run batted in. Whenever a Cub is safe at the plate, it's sponsored by Granger. Think safety, think Granger. And the RBI for Amaya, as I said, his 15th. RBIs are brought to you by Old National Bank, where relationships and results matter. Conference on the mound now with Hayden Birdsong. Well, I'll tell you what's a big play now. They play with Morrell being called out at second. Otherwise, the Cubs might be looking at a nice little rally.
Yeah. Christopher hit a ball down the line and got tagged out at second, trying to stretch it into a double. Beat the throw, but the tag pushed his hand off the bag, and he was ruled out.
Brian Price is the pitching coach for San Francisco. He made a trip to the mound. So now it's a 3-2 ball game. Cubs are down by 1. And here's Nico Horner taking a strike. Amaya is not a base-stealing threat at first. Cubs are within 1. Nico 1 for 2 with a single. He'll poke this one foul off to the right and out of play. 0-2. I don't see anybody throwing in the Giant bullpen yet, but I do see some guys standing up, walking around, moving around, limbering up kind of. Giants 3, Cubs 2, 4th inning. 2 down, a run in, the pitch. Bouncer over the mound, charging and picking and stepping on the bag is Wisely, the shortstop. 6 unassisted, fielder's choice ends the inning. Cubs get a run on 2 hits, leave 1.
Not completing high school is more of a social thing than it was an academic thing. Even though all these years have passed, I still had that longing to have my diploma.
At age 30, Carissa finished her high school diploma.
If you're even considering getting your high school diploma, you can do it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Not completing high school is more of a social thing than it was an academic thing. Even though all these years have passed, I still had that longing to have my diploma.
At age 30, Carissa finished her high school diploma.
If you're even considering getting your high school diploma, you can do it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Once again is outfitting Wrigley with its touch-free, sustainable products for both players and fans. Learn more at Sloan.com and go Cubs go!
Painting season is here. Cover all your bases by visiting BenjaminMoore.com for your nearest store location. Benjamin Moore is the official paint of the Chicago Cubs.
League Leaders are sponsored by the Village of New Lenox, leading the way in residential and economic development. Shohei Ohtani leads the majors in batting average, hitting at .322. He homered today against the White Sox, his 25th. As for the home run leader in the majors, it's Aaron Judge. He now has 30.
Patrick Bailey swings and misses at the pitch by Hayden Wesneski, Zach.
And Aaron Judge, also the RBI leader in the majors, 77.
That's a healthy total. It really is. For the midway point run.
30 and 77.
Mm-hmm. Down low for a ball to Bailey. A ball and 2 strikes. Neither team with an error. Cubs 2 runs, 5 hits. Giants 3 runs on 2 hits. The 2 hits were back-to-back homers by Conforto and VR in the second inning. Here's the 1-2. Just a little bit high.
I never gave my guess in the attendance game, so here you go. I finished counting. 29,500.
You like to build the drama, I understand, Zach. Here comes the 2-2 to Bailey, just outside. Boy, he's been around the zone on a lot of pitches in tonight's game.
Yeah, last one just missed the corner. The one before that, he called just up and off the corner, away.
And the pitch, called strike 3. Bailey out on strikes. 6 strikeouts for Hayden Wesneski. 1 down, 4th inning. Cubs trail by a run, and here is Jorge Soler.
Nice little tight slider by Wesneski. That's not that big sweeping breaking ball that we've seen. He's tightened that pitch up quite a bit. And he's throwing more, getting on top of that slider a little bit more here today and getting a little downward tilt to it also. And because of that, he's getting some strikeouts on that pitch.
Day game tomorrow, 2:45 Chicago time. Shota Imanaga against Jordan Hicks. Swinging a smash foul past a diving Morrell at third. Good to see Morrell still in the game after slightly shaking up his hand or his finger on that slide.
Now, one thing you know about Christopher, he loves to play. He stays in the game as well as anybody and deals with some of the issues you get as well as anybody.
Chopper foul left side. Cubs are going to be in Milwaukee tomorrow night after the series ends here. The Brewers have already named their starters for the weekend. Cubs have not named a starter for any of those 3 yet. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Nice slow curveball. He took something off of that one. And Soler out in front, and down he goes.
Well, the thing for Wisniewski is he's got a couple breaking balls, right? He's got that
now a little tighter one that's more like a slider, and then that big looping kind of that stays on the same plane. The other breaking ball, I like this pitch that he's throwing tonight. He's gotten on top of a lot more breaking balls and a little more downward plane to it instead of that one that stays on the same plane going across the zone.
Tyro Estrada takes a strike. Estrada struck out his first time. 7 punch-outs for Hayden Wesneski. And the right-hander misses down low. But the Brewers starters in order starting Friday night. Colin Ray, Tobias Myers, and Freddie Peralta. And now the 1-1. Swing and a miss. Might have foul-tipped that ball slightly. He did. Wesneski ahead in the count. He's already struck out the first 2, Bailey and Soler. Let's see if he can strike out the side on his 1-2 pitch to Estrada. In the dirt for a ball. Sun starting to set. Light's beginning to have a little bit of an effect. Still some daylight left. Breezy. Slight wind blowing out toward right. And the 2-2. A little pop fly shallow right center. Horner racing out and calling, backpedaling now. Makes the catch to end the inning. Good inning by Wesneski. Zach Zaidman joins Ron Coomer in a moment.
Not completing high school is more of a social thing than it was an academic thing. Even though all these years have passed, I still had that longing to have my diploma.
At age 30, Carissa finished her high school diploma.
If you're even considering getting your high school diploma, you can do it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Not completing high school is more of a social thing than it was an academic thing. Even though all these years have passed, I still had that longing to have my diploma.
At age 30, Carissa finished her high school diploma.
If you're even considering getting your high school diploma, you can do it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Deserve. Michael Busch leads off the top half of the 5th inning for the Cubs here in San Francisco. The Giants with a 3-2 lead, and Busch looks at a strike on the outside corner from the right-hander Hayden Birdsong. His major league debut. 0-1 the count. Here's the pitch. That's outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Giants with a 3-2 lead over the Cubs. San Francisco scoring all of its runs in the 2nd inning. Back-to-back home runs by Michael Conforto and David Villar. The pitch. Busch takes a ball up high. 2-1. Michael's 1 for 2 on the night. Singled in the 3rd, caught looking in the 1st. Left-handed batter. The right-hander Birdsong works on the first base side of the rubber. Here's the pitch. Foul back out of play. Let's pause 10 seconds for stations to identify themselves on the score on the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Talk Cubs with us on the Bernstein and Holmes Show, weekdays 10 a.m. until 2 on the Score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network, WSCR Chicago, WBMX HD2 Chicago, and Odyssey Sports Station.
The pitch clock is powered by Work Zone Safety. Make sure you follow Work Zone signs. It's not a game. 2-2 the count on Busch here in the top of the 5th. The pitch. That's up high. So full count. San Francisco with a 3-2 lead over the Cubs. It's game 3 of a 4-game set. Now the payoff pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. 1 away.
Pretty good pitch there by Birdsong. That's another breaking ball that he threw. Nice curveball. He has got a pretty good mix of pitches. He's thrown some very good fastballs. He's got a good fastball that he's moved around the zone. Really hasn't missed the zone a lot or had any wildness. And then he's mixed in some slower curveballs. And he's got a good slider, but it's the slower curveball, that 12-6 hook, that has been somewhat impressive today to get a couple strikeouts.
Cody Bellinger looks at a ball up high and outside. The next pitch is up high again. 2-0.
Birdsong now at 85 pitches. So he was starting in the minor leagues in AA and AAA this year. So he is fully stretched out. And I would assume that this will, somewhere in this 85 to 95 pitches.
As Bellinger looks at a strike, 2-1.
As I say that, you start seeing some guys in San Francisco's bullpen getting up and starting to play a little catch. So, yeah, it kind of makes sense.
You called it. Here's the pitch. Grounded foul off to the right by Bellinger. 2-2 the count.
But he has showed himself very well today. San Francisco was expecting to do a bullpen game for possibly 3 in a row. And instead of this third one in a row, they've gone to Birdsong and called him up in the minor leagues. And I would say it's worked out pretty well for the young guy from Mattoon, Illinois.
Bellinger takes a ball low and inside. So 3-2 the count. Birdsong played his college ball at Eastern Illinois. Here's the 3-2. Bellinger grounds one to third. Fielded cleanly by Chapman. His throw across in time to get a hustling Bellinger. 2 away. The Giants were shifting. Chapman, the third baseman, was playing where a shortstop normally would. 2 away.
Chapman's made some good plays defensively in this series. And you knew that. He signed here. He was one of the guys that was a late sign this season by San Francisco. But a very good defender.
Seiya Suzuki at the plate. Looks at a strike from Birdsong. 0-1. Fastball at 96 miles per hour. Yeah, we saw Chapman last year in Toronto, and he had several nice defensive plays against the Cubs. As Suzuki backs away from a pitch inside. 1-1 the count. Birdsong's ready. So is Seiya. Righty-righty matchup. The pitch in there for strike.
That's a pitch that's just had some of the right-handed hitters, in particular Seiya. He's just not seeing this ball. This is a little downward hook, and Seiya comes off that ball, and ball ends up right in the middle of the plate.
Seiya's 0 for 2 with a couple of flyouts. 1-2 the count. And the pitch. That's outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Parkins and Spiegel talk Cubs baseball and Chicago sports every weekday afternoon from 2 to 6 on 670 The Score and the Odyssey app. 3-2 Giants with 2 away here in the top of the 5th. The pitch. Seiya, and excuse me, check swing foul ball that's tapped off to the right. Count remains 2-2. There is some activity in the Cubs bullpen. The veteran left-hander Drew Smiley has begun warming up. Right-hander Luke Jackson warming up in San Francisco's pen. Here's the pitch. Seiya chops it foul off to the left. Suzuki, the designated hitter tonight for the Cubs. And Cubs DHs are sponsored by BBQ Authority. Visit BBQ Authority in Lyle. Suzuki waits. Here comes the 2-2. That's low, a full count.
Now this will be pitch number 97 for Birdsong. I'm going to guess this might be his last hitter of the ballgame.
The payoff pitch. Suzuki swings and hits one in the air. Deep center field. Ramos going back. Looks up. It's gone. Tie ball game. Seiya Suzuki with a home run to center field. A solo shot, 3-3 game. Cubs and Giants here in the 5th. For Seiya, that's home run number 9.
And that will bring out Bob Melvin, and that will be the end of the day for Birdsong. So he had a very nice outing, but couldn't close it up here in the 5th as he ends up. The last pitch he throws gets hit out of the ballpark to straightaway center. Suzuki got that fastball away and hit it right into the Cubs bullpen.
A 431-foot rocket by Seiya. Another hefty.
Not completing high school is more of a social thing than it was an academic thing. Even though all these years have passed, I still had that longing to have my diploma.
At age 30, Carissa finished her high school diploma.
If you're even considering getting your high school diploma, you can do it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
A 3-3 ball game here with 2 away in the top half of the 5th inning. The new man on the mound for San Francisco is right-hander Luke Jackson. 3-1 this season, 26 games, a 6.46 ERA. Ian Happ at the plate, switch hitter, batting from the left side. Jackson deals, and the first pitch is in there for a strike, 0-1. The Potawatomi Casino Hotel 5th inning. Light up your senses. The 0-1 delivery. Happ swings and misses. 0-2. Seiya Suzuki moments ago smashing a home run to center field to tie up the game at 3. Here's the 0-2. Up high to Happ. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Cubs with 3 runs on 6 hits. The oddity of this ball game is the score is tied 3-3. San Francisco has more runs than hits in this ballgame. San Francisco has 3 runs on 2 hits, back-to-back home runs after a walk and a homer, and then another homer to follow it up. Those are the only 2 hits of the ballgame for San Francisco.
Here comes the 2-2 to Happ in the dirt. So it's a full count. Suzuki's home run moments ago, the first home run by a Cub in this series in San Francisco. A big one, tying the game up at 3. Happ waits for the payoff pitch. He swings and hits one in the air down the left field line, slicing foul out of play. Cubs still looking for their first win of this series. Here's the pitch. A ground ball pulled down the first baseline, fielded behind the back by VR. He races to the cushion and taps it before a hustling Happ gets there for out number 3. But Suzuki...
anything but ordinary.
Hefty, hefty, hefty.
Cubs have a new man on the mound. Left-hander Drew Smiley is pitching. Last of the fifth, 3-3 game. The batter Michael Conforto, and he looks at a ball low from Smiley. Pitching changes by the Cubs are sponsored by James Hardy Building Products, siding with the Cubs. Here's the 1-0. Hit in the air, deep left center field, but playable for Happ, who makes the catch. On the edge of the track for out number one. The first out sponsored by Xfinity. Stream sports with Xfinity because it's only live once.
Now Smiley in the ball game. See if he can get Cubs a few innings here. That would be great for the Cubs with this bullpen game. Wisniewski gave him some good early innings, kept the game tight, and now here in the fifth, Smiley coming in. So Wisniewski with 4 innings. He gave up 2 hits. The unfortunate thing, the two left the yard.
David Villar swings and misses. Count now 0-2 on the Giants' first baseman. Calls time, steps out of the box.
I like what Hayden was doing today, Hayden Wisniewski. We have dueling Haydens today, folks. That's never happened before in Major League Baseball history.
Swing and a miss by Villar. Strike 3, 2 away.
And the reason why I know that is there's only been 3 Haydens ever to play in the big leagues, so we know that that's the case. But I like the breaking ball that he was featuring today. It looked like he had made a little bit of an adjustment on the breaking ball that he usually throws, which is a very kind of same plane. They call it a sweeper nowadays, whatever you want to call it. But it stays on the same plane, and if you don't have good command of it, it's a very good pitch to hit. But if you have command of it, it can be a very effective pitch, which Hayden has had, in his career as an effective pitch. But lately, that pitch has been in the zone a little too much. Today, that breaking ball had a little more downward plane to it, and I liked it.
High fly ball by Luis Matos, deep left field. Happ going back at the wall, looks up, it's gone. San Francisco retakes the lead. Luis Matos with a solo home run. It's 4-3 Giants here in the bottom of the fifth.
One thing about this ballpark, if you pull the ball to either side, straight left or straight right, it's a good, you can hit some home runs here. Yeah, and this is a hanging knuckle curveball from Smiley, and Matos hits it out of the ballpark to left center.
Brett Wisely now at the plate. He pops it up, foul territory off to the left, but out of play right near the Giants dugout along the third base line. 0-1 the count. Coming to you live all season long from the Invesco QQQ broadcast booth. Proud ETF partner of the Chicago Cubs. 4-3 Giants here with 2 away in the bottom of the fifth. Wisely's 0-2, left-handed batter. The lefty Smiley works his motion. Called strike. 93-mile-per-hour fastball from Drew. 0-2 the count on Wisely, who calls time. Coomer, reminder that on Wednesday, July 3rd, the Cubs on the Phillies at 7:05 in the evening. Up to the first 10,000 early arriving fans receive a Cubs grilling apron. Purchase tickets at cubs.com/tickets as Wisely swings and misses at a knuckle curve. Strike 3, and that ends the fifth, but not before the Giants retake the lead on the solo shot by Matos. 4-3 San Francisco. As
not completing high school is more of a social thing than it was an academic thing. Even though all these years have passed, I still had that longing to have my diploma.
At age 30, Carissa finished her high school diploma.
If you're even considering getting your high school diploma, you can do it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Not completing high school is more of a social thing than it was an academic thing. Even though all these years have passed, I still had that longing to have my diploma.
At age 30, Carissa finished her high school diploma.
If you're even considering getting your high school diploma, you can do it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
On Deck. Need a small business loan fast? Apply today at ondeck.com. And guys, today's Woodman's home run inning contestant is Lizzie Soderstrom from Crystal Lake, who will win the Woodman's gift card jackpot of $400. If a Northsider hits a home run this inning, you can enter with a QR code at any Chicago area Woodman's. Good luck, Lizzie. Today's Woodman's home run inning contestant, service and savings. That's Woodman's. Pat?
Zach, thank you. As we move on to inning number 6, Cubs trail by a run. Christopher Morel leads it off and takes a strike. Luke Jackson, the man on the mound, came on to get the final out in the 5th inning. And now Morel trying to crank up a Cubs rally here in the 6th. Pokes one foul over the Cubs dugout. 4 runs on just 3 hits for the Giants. Ron told you the Giants have more runs than hits. 3 home runs have accounted for all 4 of their tallies. The 1-2, low and inside to Morel. Home runs by Conforto with a man on, VR and Matos for the Giants runs. Cubs with 3 different men with RBIs. Suzuki with a homer in the 5th. After run-scoring singles by Crow Armstrong in the 2nd and Miguel Amaya in the 4th. Cubs need a win. They've lost the first 2 in this series. Check swing, did he go? No swing. Morel almost chased that pitch down near the ankles, but he gets the leadoff walk, and let's see if that starts a rally.
Well, Christopher, 2nd walk of the ball game for him. So he has got a single and 2 walks. So he's been on base 3 times.
Swanson, the batter. Boy, there's a big hole on the right side of the diamond. 80 feet of space. Right-hander to right-hander. Swinging a drive toward right center. Pretty well hit. Back goes Ramos near the track. On the track. Makes the catch going away right in front of the wall. Retreating to first. Here's Morel. Swanson gave it a long ride. I thought that might get over his head, Ron.
Yeah, for Dansby, that's what you're looking for him to do is start using the other side of the field. He does it here, but in this ballpark, as we've talked about, right center field is a big, big open space, and that ball caught right in front of the 415 sign.
1 out, 1 on. Cubs trail by a run. 6th inning. Pete Crow Armstrong steps in. The stretch by Jackson. The pitch. And that's going to be a strike. Crow Armstrong has singled and walked. He drove in a run and scored a run. Here comes the 0-1. Instead of toss to first, very close play. Junior Valentine, the umpire, took a second look at it. I thought he was going to pump him out there for a brief instant.
They're still looking at it in the Giants' dugout. They're not going to challenge.
Now the set for the 0-1. Swinging a fly ball to left. It's well hit, but it's very playable for Conforto. Near the track, making the catch, and that's out number 2. 2 gone. Historically, in this ballpark and in this city run, night games, the ball just does not carry the way it does during the daytime.
I would agree. There's no doubt. It's like that here in San Francisco and in Oakland also when we play on the other side of the bay.
I think even to a degree in Dodger Stadium and San Diego and Anaheim when we visit there. 2 down. Here is Miguel Amaya.
I didn't notice it as a player. I don't recall it as much in Anaheim, but you're probably right. I just don't recall it. But I definitely think you're right on the money with San Diego, Los Angeles, and Dodger Stadium, and these 2 ballparks in the Bay. It really stands out here. I just don't quite remember it as much in Anaheim.
Well, we'll have the day game tomorrow, the only day game. It'll be the final regular season meeting between these 2 teams. It'll get underway at 2:45 Central Time, so a 12:45 start locally tomorrow. Short lead by Morel at first. Amaya waits for the 1-1 and takes outside, almost a wild pitch. This date in baseball history, let's see some of the things that have happened here. Baltimore's Frank Robinson hit not 1, but 2 grand slams in 1 game on this date against the Senators. Did you ever have 2 grannies, even as an amateur or a minor leaguer, Ron?
Not in the same game, no. Oh. Think of that. 2 grand slams. That's, talk about a good box score that day.
Oh, yeah. Nice snowman for the RBI total. You don't like a snowman on your golf scorecard, but you love it in the box score for RBI.
Yeah, very, very different. One make you laugh, one make you cry.
2-2 on Amaya. Cubs trail by a run. And the pitch. Off the inside corner. Snap throw to first. Look out. And Morel is out. Morel wandered off the bag. Too far. I'm not sure what he was thinking. He was out easily on the throw by Bailey to VR, and that ends the inning. Just a simple base.
Not completing high school is more of a social thing than it was an academic thing. Even though all these years have passed, I still had that longing to have my diploma.
At age 30, Carissa finished her high school diploma.
If you're even considering getting your high school diploma, you can do it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Explore more at paysbig.com.
The out-of-town scoreboard is fueled by Citgo Tri-Clean Gasoline. When you start with Citgo, you're good to go. Bottom of the 8th inning in New York, the Mets with an 11-2 lead over the Yankees. Francisco Alvarez with 3 hits and 3 RBIs, including a home run. Also, Aaron Judge has gone deep for the Bronx Bombers. He's got 30 this year. The Twins an 8-1 lead over the Diamondbacks. They're in the bottom half of the 6th inning. Jose Miranda, a 3-run double.
The 0-1 to Ramos, ripped on the ground, pass to diving Swanson into left field, leadoff single for Elliot Ramos here in the 6th inning. Zach, what else you got?
Everything else is a final, Pat. The Mariners beat the Rays 5-2. Cal Raleigh with a 3-run home run is 14th. Andrew McCutchen went deep, a 2-run shot. Pirates beat the Reds 6-1. It was the Phillies 6 and the Tigers 2. Brandon Marsh with 4 hits and 4 RBIs. A doubleheader in St. Louis. Braves and Cardinals split.
Giants lead 4-3 as Smiley goes to work on Chapman. First pitch swung on and missed.
Atlanta wins the opener of the double dip 6-2. St. Louis wins game 2 4-1. The Astros a 7-1 drubbing of the Rockies.
Chapman has struck out and popped out. Right-handed batter with power. He'll take a little high, Zach.
Royals 5, Marlins 1, Pat. The Brewers a 6-5 winner over the Rangers in 10 innings. Andrew Monasterio with a walk-off single. The Angels beat the A's 5-2. It was the Padres 8 and the Nationals 5. The Orioles double up the Guardians 4-2.
And the 1-1 from Smiley. Chapman takes down in the dust.
Shohei Ohtani hit his 25th home run to help the Dodgers beat the White Sox 4-0. Blue Jays and Red Sox suspended in the 2nd inning. Scoreless game at Fenway.
Zach, thanks for your fine work as always. Here it's 4-3 San Francisco. Bottom of the 6th inning with nobody out and a man at first. Ron, here's a note in baseball history. I've read about this before. It's very unusual, but very commendable at the same time. It's 1944. World War II is raging. And at the Polo Grounds, with over 50,000 fans looking on, a charity game between the 3 New York Major League clubs takes place. Line drive, base hit to center. Chapman a solid single. And the Giants have 2 men on with nobody out, and they threaten to add to their 4-3 lead here in the 6th inning. But in the 1940s, the 3 New York teams would have been Brooklyn, the New York Giants, and the New York Yankees. But the 3 teams played against each other in a 6-inning, 3-team game. A team played consecutive innings against the other 2 teams and then sat out an inning.
Right.
So they all played 6 innings. The contest, which was played to raise money for war bonds, ended with the final score of the Dodgers 5, the Yankees 1, and the Giants nothing. But a very unique charity, I guess you'd call it a triple header with 3 different teams playing. But you just, it's so unusual and so understandable, though, at the same time, considering what was going on in the world. Here's Bailey now taking a strike in the count 0-1.
You read so much about everybody, every industry, every factory get flipped over from, producing cars or whatever to producing tanks or whatever. No different in our industry. You can draw 50,000 people to an event, right?
You know that
needed money.
That raised some much needed funding, absolutely. 0-1 on Bailey. Runners at first and second. Bailey apparently is going to swing away. And he takes a changeup down low. 1-1. Bailey has walked and struck out. This kind of has a turning point feel right now. Giants lead by a run, have 2 men on, nobody out, 6th inning. The 1-1 from Smiley, lifted foul off to the right out of play.
A little better location with that last breaking ball on the outside corner. Smiley, first 2 hitters left a couple balls in the middle of the plate. See if he can get another ground ball. And the first one that Ramos hit, a little frustrating because 5 feet to the left, and that's a routine ground ball to short. He could use a ground ball here and get him a pair.
The set by the tall left-hander, the pitch low for a ball, 2-2. Jorge Soler is on deck. All 4 Giants runs on homers in the game. Homers by Conforto, VR, and Matos. The final 3 batters in their order have all homered. The 2-2. Knuckle curve is down low, 3-2. Now the stage is set for a triple play, Ron. When's the last time you saw one?
It's been a while, that's for sure. One hopper to third would not be bad with Morrell coming in towards the bag.
The 3-2, driven to left, playable for Happ. Back near the track, making the catch. As that knuckle curve hung a little bit, Smiley got away with it. Happ hauls it in, out number 1. 4-3 Giants. Runners still at first and second for Jorge Soler, but Smiley will not face Soler. Craig Counsell is going to make a change and bring in a relief man. First out in the inning, sponsored by X. The is Jorge Soler, so this is a tall task here, Ron. He's got to somehow maneuver and keep the ball in the yard and face this tough hitter, Jorge Soler.
Hodge, good fastball and good slider. To me, when Soler does most of his damage is on ball away from him. See if the Cubs try to stay in on Soler here, at least early in the count, and try to get ahead of him. Soler will hit the ball on the ground, and he is a double play candidate, although he runs probably at least average for big leagues.
Here we go, Hodge to Soler. Fastball missing for ball 1. Light's beginning to have an effect. Still some daylight left in Northern California, but the lights are shining brightly and illuminating the field nicely. Pitch low. Pickoff throw to first, not in time. Bush slicing in behind the runner, Chapman. Amaya had to dig the pitch out of the dirt. Otherwise, they might have had him at first. Four 3 Giants. Runners at first and second with one away. The 2-0 pitch from Hodge. There's a strike, a breaking ball.
Pretty good 2-0 slider. Like Soler sitting dead fastball.
The 2-1. Check swing. Did he go? No swing. Do you dare challenge him in the strike zone with a fastball here, Ron?
If you do throw him a fastball, I'd throw a fastball inside. I'd try to hit the inside corner with it.
Soler has struck out twice in the game, and the pitch on the way. Swinging a high pop fly. It's going to be playable. A backpedaling Horner gives way to the oncoming center fielder Crow Armstrong, and that's out number 2. Good job by Porter Hodge. Made a good pitch and retired Soler. Out number 2, and the batter is Tyro Estrada.
That ball hit a mile in the air. Soler with a big rip. And a good job by Hodge to get the second out. Estrada 0 for 2, struck out and popped out.
He will hit a high fly ball into left center, playable. Happ and Crow Armstrong converge. The rookie center fielder makes the catch. So the inning ends. Good job by Porter Hodge, getting both Soler and Estrada.
Bosch in the zone and off the bench. Bosch Tools, what hard workers deserve.
Tonight's attendance is 30,893.
Eric Miller is the new left-handed pitcher for San Francisco. Top of inning number 7. Cubs are down by a run. Let's see if they can rally. Miguel Amaya first up, takes high from Miller. Miller was the starting pitcher in Game 1 on Monday night. Next pitch in there for a called strike. Opposing pitching changes. These are always sponsored by Sloan, the official water efficiency partner of the Cubs. Ground ball to third, scooping it up as Chapman. The toss across in time. One down. Sloan, the official water efficiency partner of the Cubs and leader in smart water and commercial restroom solutions. Learn more at Sloan.com. One down, 7th inning. Cubs trail by a run. Here is Nico Horner. Cubs are certainly due for a big inning. Just scratching for offense here lately, Ron. Just one of those spells that are agonizing, but every team goes through them. Chop to the left side, cutting in front of the shortstop is Chapman, and making the play to first. He sliced in front of the shortstop wisely, and it's a much shorter throw for the third baseman. 2 down.
Yeah, Chapman's an impressive third baseman. He does everything very fundamentally sound, that's for sure. We're coming to you live all season long from the Invesco QQQ broadcast booth. Proud ETF partner of the Chicago Cubs.
First pitch to Michael Busch is inside. 1 ball and no strikes on the Cub first baseman. Busch is 1 for 3 in the game. Eric Miller coming back to the plate. This ball is swung on and missed. 1-1. Seventh inning sponsored by Volvo plug-in hybrid vehicles. Check swing. I think he went too far. He did. Tried to hold up, couldn't do it. 1-2.
This guy's got some guys they can come in out of the bullpen and sling it up there with some velocity. Miller in the mid to high 90s also.
Volvo plug-in hybrid vehicles, electric cars with a backup plan. Visit your local retailer to learn more. Bush strikes out swinging on a curveball. Cubs do nothing. We go to the bottom of the 7th inning. Time for the stretch. Giants 4, Cubs 3. This is the score.
Not completing high school is more of a social thing than it was an academic thing. Even though all these years have passed, I still had that longing to have my diploma.
At age 30, Carissa finished her high school diploma.
If you're even considering getting your high school diploma, you can do it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Most. Visit loyolamedicine.org/ourbest. If you're looking for a sign telling you what paint to use this summer, look no further than North Sheffield Avenue. Benjamin Moore, the official paint of Wrigley Field.
Porter Hodge got the last couple of outs in the 6th inning, so he's on to begin the bottom of the 7th, facing the bottom third of the order for the Giants. Conforto, Villar, and Matos. 4-3 the Giants lead. If you're just joining us a little bit late on this Wednesday night, the Cubs scored first. Pete Crow Armstrong, an RBI single in the top of the 2nd inning, but the Giants answered right back with 3. A 2-run homer by Michael Conforto and a solo by David Villar. And that made it 3-1, and they've led ever since. The Cubs battled back, a home run for Suzuki in the 5th inning. Deep fly ball to left center, playable for Crow Armstrong, and that's going to be out number 1. Cubs also got a run in the 4th inning on Miguel Amaya's run-scoring base hit. The actual difference in the game is a home run by Luis Matos in the bottom of the 5th inning. Giants lead 4-3. First out in the inning, sponsored by Xfinity. Stream sports with Xfinity because take the first pitch for ball 1. Right-hander to right-hander. BR pokes this one foul off to the left out of play.
BR with only 1 home run so far this year, but a big, strong guy. He took a high fastball, about chest high, and hit it out of the ballpark to straightaway center, below the 391 mark.
The 1-1 missing upstairs. Cubs out hitting the Giants 6-5, but trail 4-3. Swing and a miss. Good breaking ball. What's on your mind here, Ron?
I like the same thing. I like the hook. I think Villar is a guy that sits dead red and is a good fastball hitter. And that last slider, he pulled way off that last pitch.
2-2 pitch swung on and missed. That's what you were talking about. 2 down, and here's Luis Matos.
Yeah, throwing Villar fastballs the middle of the plate or inner half, you're doing him a big favor.
Matos has lined out and homered. And the pitch by Hodge. Fastball whistles in there for a called strike. Hodge, a bearded, tall, long-legged right-hander. Coming back 0-1. Fastball near the belt inside.
Hodge with a good arm. He's throwing 95 miles an hour. A good slider.
And now the 1-1. Matos takes a little bit outside for a ball. Neither team with an error. Cubs have left 5 men on. The Giants have stranded 2. Line to center. Crow Armstrong has to play it on a bounce. Sharp single to center by the number 9 hitter Matos. Matos collecting his second hit of the game. Back to the top of the order for Brett Wisely.
But you called it here at the beginning of this inning. As the difference in the ball game is the 7, 8, and 9 guys by San Francisco.
All 3 of them have homered in this game. You just don't see that very often, Ron.
Yeah. Now Matos, the number 9 guy, is a homer and a single.
Fastball strike. This might be a spot where Matos would try to steal. It would make sense to me. How about you?
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more. I would think you'd want to go, if you didn't go on the first pitch, I would think you'd want to go here.
He's got his lead not running, and the pitch just outside. 1-1. Good lighting here at Oracle Park, illuminating the entire field. No dead spots as you look around. And now the 1-1. Swing and a miss. Sharp breaking ball. What pitch could end the at-bat?
I would stay right with that breaking ball once again. I think Hodge has a very good hook. And the hitters have to respect the fastball 95-96 if he goes down and in with another breaking ball.
The 1-2. Fastball, strike 3 call. Inning over. Good job by Hodge. We move to inning number 8.
There it is, 2000, a milestone moment for a Pittsburgh icon back home.
How good is it that they can enjoy that here in Pittsburgh? Man, it's hard to even speak right now. What a beautiful thing.
What a wonderful achievement for Andrew McCutcheon. 2,000 career hits, and to do that in a Pirate uniform.
That's what means the most right there.
Anticipation to see what... Oh, goodness! That ball had a family! In game 2, his first home run. A 2-run bomb. John, that wasn't just a home run. That ball almost exited the ballpark. The hardest hit ball by a Red this year. It brought everyone to their feet.
Castellanos now with 2 away. He hit the ball hard every time up in game 2. Castellanos, high fly ball, way back, goodbye. A 2-strike, 100-mile-an-hour fastball, and Castellanos finally squares it up. 112 off the bat. I mean, this swing was perfect right through it. 415 feet.
Field. McCormick back. It's over his head. The Guardians walk it off. Chill Will Brennan gives the Guardians their only lead of the night. And it opens.
Top of the 8th inning here in San Francisco. Cubs down 4-3. And this 8th inning is sponsored by Cars for Kids. 877. Cars for Kids, that's Cars to the K to donate your car today, Patrick.
Ron, the Giants have a new pitcher in the game, Tyler Rogers, the submarine right-hander. His first pitch to Cody Bellinger missing inside. Giants also have a Taylor Rogers, a left-hander, but this is the righty, Tyler.
Twin brothers? How about that?
One is a lefty, the other is a righty.
This guy's got to be a chiropractor's dream. With that delivery, you've got to, get adjusted after every game you throw.
Ground ball, base hit into right field. Cody Bellinger, a leadoff single. Let's see if that leads to bigger and better things here in the 8th inning.
I always get amazed when I see guys do something so unique in our game. And a guy throwing and his release point is off his ankle, that's unique.
I'm trying to see how close he comes to scraping the ground with his knuckles as he delivers that pitch. I'm talking 2 inches, maybe?
Yeah.
Seiya Suzuki, the batter. Cubs are down by a run. 8th inning, the pitch to Seiya is a strike. What would be your approach against a guy throwing almost underhanded against you?
I would take the first few pitches. Until he threw me a strike, I wouldn't swing. I would just be trying to, and even in the on-deck circle, even if I let off the inning, I would be watching his warm-up pitches and trying to get a spot off of his leg that I thought I could focus on so I could go off that to find a release point. Because this is so unique compared to anything else you see.
Now the 1-1 from Rogers to Suzuki. Bouncing ball to short, wisely goes to second, and the throw to first is a double play. A made-to-order double play ball, 6-4-3. Quickly, 2 down, nobody on here in the 8th inning. Cubs are down by a run, and the batter is Ian Happ.
See, that's all delivery. You get a pitch right in the middle of the plate to hit, but you just wait that extra snap of the fingers longer to try to pick the ball up, and you just don't get out to that pitch.
Happ slices one fair down the left field line. It's going to roll all the way into the corner. Running it down is Conforto. It's a standing double for Ian Happ. So the tying run in scoring position here with 2 outs in the 8th inning. And the batter is Christopher Morel.
Now good at bat, and this is a good piece of hitting by Ian. Gets this little breaking ball, little pitch starts out away and comes back, and he just shoots it down that left field line. Cubs need a big swing of the bat. This would be great time for Christopher to click on one and hit number 16.
Cubs baseball brought to you in part by Circa Resort and Casino. Get ready for the time of your life. CircaLasVegas.com. Conference on the mound while they visit. A reminder, we're coming to you live all season long from the Invesco QQQ broadcast booth. Proud ETF partner of the Chicago Cubs.
Batting with that double by Ian Happ. Doubles are sponsored by Traffic Tech. Double up your business with Traffic Tech. The hardest working team in transport.
4-3 Giants, 8th inning, 2 down, Happ at second, Morel at the plate. Christopher takes outside for ball 1.
Chris had a good ball game. Pair of walks and a single that he tried to stretch into a double and was tagged out at second.
Morel swings and misses. And the count 1-1. The attendance tonight, 30,893. Ron Coomer, the closest in the Benny's attendance game. Here's the 1-1. Morel takes a strike. Top of the zone breaking ball that time. In a very hittable area, and Chris just couldn't pull the trigger. Fans making some noise here in San Francisco. The pitch outside and high. 2-2.
What do you call that pitch? The frisbee ball? You know?
Seems like you'd need to face him a time or two, Ron, to get an idea.
I absolutely agree.
Now the pitch from Rogers. Way outside. 3-2. Dansby Swanson is on deck. Happ is the tying run at second base. Cubs are due for a late inning rally. And the payoff. Morel takes low and inside, ball 4. Kind of got the feeling he was working around Christopher because of his home run proclivities, and he did, and now here is Dansby Swanson ready to step in.
Very nice at bat. Christopher's had a nice ball game. Been on base all 4 times, 3 walks, and a single. Dansby, in his last at bat, if you remember, flew out to the deepest part of the ballpark, right in front of the 415 sign.
Good speed on the bases. Cubs down by a run. The pitch to Swanson, swing and a miss. It was a breaking ball. It ended up probably a little bit outside. Happ away from second. Morrell away from first. Rogers ready for the 0-1. And a pickoff throw to third, and Happ is going to be out. Happ running with 2 outs. And men at first and second. The Cubs apparently had a double steal in the works.
Now it's time for Eyes on the Ball Player. Can you find Aaron Judge in this sea of Yankee fans?
That one is drill. A Judgian blast.
That is absolutely crushed.
Judge is doing it again. Santa Maria.
And it is going to be caught by Judge. How about that?
So much fun to watch.
And there he is.
Joining the show in studio. We're going to talk hitting.
What are you thinking right here? That's 95 at the very top, and I at least foul it off. So I know I can cover it. If I make that same move and have that same mindset, I can cover the fastball at the top. And if I can cover that fastball at the top and at least foul it off with 2 strikes, then I know I'm on the rest of the pitches. And I know I've got time to adjust to it. Can we get a side view? One of the side views back up? And I think God,
he's going to work here. I know he's definitely ready.
Here he comes.
He's ready, man.
To right center. First big league hit, and here he goes. Lightning speed. De La Cruz up to second. A stand-up double. That was 112 off the bat.
Brake fluid with Sil Glide brake lubricant. It's just part of our 4th of July sale at AutoZone.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
The village of New Lenox is at the crossroads of opportunity. Come see everything that New Lenox has to offer. Go to newlenox.net today and start the adventure. New Lenox, it's extraordinary.
The 2024 MLB All-Star Ballot presented by Build Submarines is now open. Vote for your favorite Chicago Cubs daily at MLB.com/vote. Huh?
All right, Zach, bottom of the 8th inning. Still thinking about the way the top of the inning ended. It's 4-3 Giants. We're in the bottom of the 8th inning. Elliot Ramos 1 for 3 in the game. He will take a fastball strike. Ron, my first thought was, and I'm going to put the question to you, is did somebody miss a sign?
I don't think so. I think Ian took off from second base. The problem is I think San Francisco knew he was going. They did know he was going because, they haven't done an inside move, and an inside move by the pitcher and just threw to third base, and he was out by a good 10 feet.
So 1-5 on the caught stealing. Ian Happ is the third out. Morrell was also running between first and second. Fly ball to right, pretty well hit. Back goes Bellinger, backpedaling near the tracks. Slaps the leather on it for out number 1. Before we continue, 10 for ID. This is The Score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Covering the Cubs and all of Chicago's teams on the Parkins and Spiegel Show. Afternoons 2 to 6 on The Score, WSCR Chicago, WBMX HD2 Chicago, on Odyssey Sports Station.
First out brought to you by Xfinity. Stream sports with Xfinity because it's only live once. Matt Chapman checks in. The right-handed batting third baseman takes a strike.
Well, when you're the runner at first and you get first and second, you're always taught to, you get your big lead because you can, but you always pay attention to the runner in front of you as the pitcher's about to deliver the ball, because if he goes, you go. You're not trying to get the best jump. You got a huge lead at first. You just want to watch the lead runner.
Here comes the 1-1 to Chapman. It's outside for a ball. Again, Ron Coomer, the winner in the Benny's Beverage Depot attendance game. If you can't find it at Benny's, it's probably not worth drinking. Speaking of Ron, he's going to name the Toast of the Game player, also brought to you by Benny's. He'll be doing that in the 9th inning. Chapman looks at a strike, 2-2. Porter Hodge doing some good work on the mound for the Cubs bullpen.
Yeah, good fastball, good tight slider.
One away, nobody on. 4-3 Giants. Bottom of the 8th inning. They are trying to make it 3 consecutive wins over the Cubs. The Giants came into this game, into this series rather, with a 5-game losing streak. And that streak started at Wrigley last week. Dribbled slowly to the right side, scooped up by Horner, throws to first in time, 2 down. Glancing to the Cubs' 9th inning, Dansby Swanson was up there when the caught stealing ended the inning, so Dansby will lead off. Pete Crow Armstrong to follow, and then Miguel Amaya. Patrick Wisdom available to pinch hit on the bench, possibly. Patrick Bailey, the batter. 2 down, 8th inning for the Giants. They lead by a run. There's a strike. Now the 0-1 from Keegan Thompson. Down low for a ball, and the count now 1-1. Cubs pitching changes brought to you by James Hardy Building Products, siding with the Cubs. Now the 1-1 to Bailey. And that's going to be just outside for a ball.
Pretty good pitch by Keegan. A little backdoor cutter, just missed the corner.
$30,000 here for the 3rd straight night. And the 2-1 is down low. This can be a very loud ballpark, too. All the fans are pretty close to the field of play. Not much room in foul territory. It's a good atmosphere. And now the 3-1. That's going to be a strike.
I've always thought they're very good fans here in San Francisco. Good sports fans. Very good baseball fans.
Of course, the 49ers have had Super Bowl championships. The Warriors have had NBA championships, multiples, for both of those franchises. And so have these guys, winning 3 out of a 5-year period that ended in 2014. Bailey takes strike 3 called. Nice job by
Brett Rooker joining the show in studio. We're going to talk hitting.
What are you thinking right here? That's 95 at the very top, and I at least foul it off. So I know I can cover it. If I make that same move and have that same mindset, I can cover the fastball at the top. And if I can cover that fastball at the top and at least foul it off with 2 strikes, then I know I'm on the rest of the pitches, and I know I've got time to adjust to it. Can we get a side view? One of the side views back up? And I think God,
he's going to work here. I know he's definitely ready.
Here he comes.
He's ready, man.
A milestone moment for a Pittsburgh icon back home.
How good is it that they can enjoy that here in Pittsburgh? Man, it's hard to even speak right now. What a beautiful thing.
What a wonderful achievement for Andrew McCutcheon. 2,000 career hits, and to do that in a Pirate uniform.
That's what means the most right there.
There's a ball driven in deep left field, up and gone to the home run court. Jose Ramirez, home run number 7. There's another long fly ball. Deep center field, and gone on to Souvenir City. Career home run number 200 for Jose. Right field, Ref Snyder back. He's going to wave goodbye. It's the first 3-homer game in the career of Jose.
This copyrighted broadcast is presented by authority of the Chicago Cubs and may not be reproduced or retransmitted. Save big money at Menards. Matt?
We have to name a catch of the game, gentlemen. I'm trying to think, has there been a superlative defensive play by the Cubs? They've played some solid defense. Anything outstanding? As Dansby Swanson leads off the 9th inning. Swings away and fouls it away. Camilo Doval, the Giants' closer, is in the game. Hard thrower.
Yeah, he's going to rush it up there around 100 miles an hour. There really has not been any key great plays in the ball game.
Swanson lines one, base hit left field. He picked on a breaking ball and drilled it out of the range of a backhanded dive by the shortstop Wisely. There's a good start. Cubs are down by a run. 9th inning, Pete Crow Armstrong coming up. Let's talk about his appearance.
Well, now you got options here, Pete. See what Craig Counsell wants to do. Do you play for the 1 run to tie the game and bunt? Pete Crow Armstrong, is a guy with great speed and a bunter.
Chapman in on the grass at third. Crow Armstrong swinging away and fouling it away. Catch of the game sponsored by Catch Des Moines. Things aren't so hush-hush in Des Moines where only the S's are silent. Discover the best of the Midwest at CatchDesMoines.com. 4-3 Giants, 9th inning. Crow Armstrong bunts foul. Looked like he was trying to push it toward third.
Yeah, that did not look like a sacrifice at all. That looked like a bunt for a base hit.
Chapman still shallow at third. Cubs with 9 hits in the game, but only 3 runs. Crow Armstrong takes strike 3 call. Out number 1.
This fastball, maybe even a little cutter, a little tight slider. Right in the middle of the plate, but at the knees. Good pitch.
Miles Mastrobuoni is a pinch batter for Miguel Amaya. He's a left-handed batter. Miles is a Bay Area guy from nearby Ramon. San Ramon. Here's a pitch outside. 1 ball and no strikes on Mastrobuoni. Outfield straightaway not particularly deep. And the pitch to Mastrobuoni popped up, shallow left toward the line. Long run, Conforto makes the catch. Out number 2. Mastrobuoni retired, and the Cubs are down to their last chance.
Now Nico Horner, this is tough at bat for the right-handers. Nico's going to have a huge hole on the right side of the diamond. You really want to just do your very best to get on. I would try to shoot a ball to the right side to give Michael Busch a shot at Duvall.
Wild pickoff throw. Cubs get a break. Swanson around second. He's going to hold there. A wild pickoff throw by the pitcher Duvall. And now Dansby is in scoring position with 2 down in the 9th inning.
Well, I just... Sometimes you just got to shake your head and go, what's going on the field? I mean, you got 2 outs. You've blown the last 2 guys away, and then you throw a ball 10 feet away from first base.
Horner trying to come through. The pitch to Nico. Swinging a liner to short. Glove by Wisely, throws to first, in time, and the ball game is over. Good play by Wisely, a smash. Hit by Horner. A backhanded stop by Wisely. His throw low to first, dug out by VR. And the Giants have made it 3 in a row over the Cubs.
Well, you talk about a good play by Wisely to end the ball game. That ball was a smash to short. Had our hardest working player of the game, sponsored by Bosch Power Tools, what hard workers deserve. It will be Christopher Morel. He was on base 4 times today.
And Ronnie, the at our best moment of the game always brought to you by Loyola Medicine. When things are at their worst, we're at our best. Loyola Medicine. We thought that moment may transpire in the top of that 9th inning, but it did not. But the at our best moment brought to you by the good people at Loyola Medicine. Cubs have lost 3 in a row here in San Francisco. Back with the totals and summaries right after this on The Score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Listen to every Cubs game all season long, right here on the Chicago Cubs Radio Network.
Step up to the plate with Xfinity Internet. Get the fastest speeds and low lag streaming for an incredible viewing experience that knocks it out of the park. And you'll